And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast, episode 23, the MJ episode. Oddly enough, we're not going to talk any basketball in this episode. We're going to talk MLB news and updates, UFC Fight Night, NFL training camp news, and we're going to round it off with our Dirty 5 most hated franchises, where I guess we could throw a basketball team in there if we want.
You mean the Draymond Green episode, right?
No, I mean the Michael
or the
Jordan.
LeBron episode.
He's 6 now.
Or the reason why those guys picked 23.
Exactly. The most iconic sports number of all time, in my
Michael
opinion.
Harris.
It's the most iconic, I
Like,
think.
hands
Yeah.
down. We're gonna have a sports jersey number
we need to
draft
do that.
one day, or Dirty 5. That's gonna be number one.
I would love to do that.
That's going to be a hard draft, man.
I'm just going to pick the starting 5 of the Warriors.
I kind of.
That's an easy way to go. So,
He has to get the number one pick though to get 23.
Yeah.
Clay and Chance, we're about to start a family feud over this, but let's talk some MLB news and updates.
This weekend broke me.
Clay has lost his love for the Braves and he's lost his love for baseball.
Practically,
in all
yeah.
honesty, Clay thinks the season is over on
I
August the 7th.
have not said that. I have not said
He
that.
truly believes it. He has thrown in the towel. He thinks the Braves suck. He has said the Braves have sucked now
Yeah,
for the past 4 days.
Because have we sucked?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
But that baseball is about ups and downs, man. It's a
Yeah,
game
but
of
we have a
streaks.
down every time we play that freaking team with that New York Mets logo.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. They just have our number right now.
They're a better team than us.
I would have to agree.
All
I
right.
think they're better than us,
There were
but I
several
still
teams
think we
better
can
than us
beat
last
them.
year, though.
Absolutely. There was how many teams make the playoffs? However many teams make the playoffs, there's that many more than the Braves last year. Because the Braves had the worst record last year.
Wait, are you? Hold on. I'm the one that's given up, and you're the one that when the
I
Braves,
want to trade the franchise last year. That's absolutely
hold
true.
up. So trade deadline, you wanted to trade multiple people, including Freddie Freeman.
I did.
Hold on.
I did not want to trade Freddie Freeman.
Hold up.
I did not want to trade Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
I said if we were going to not sign Freddie Freeman, then we needed to trade him at the deadline in case we lost him, like we ended up losing.
Okay.
But
Hold on.
I did throw in the towel at the trade deadline last year.
Yeah.
I was very shocked. We kind of went for it.
Yeah.
I would have traded Morton and all kinds of people.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm not Alex Anthopoulos.
But whenever that playoff series started, that first game, you weren't here. You were at school. You text whenever we were
No, I was
losing.
here.
Hold on.
I was here for the first one.
You text when we were losing, and you said, "I'm just glad we made it. We're playing with house money."
We weren't playing with house money.
You were pretty much giving up on the season already. And
Why wouldn't I have been?
What did I say?
We were the worst team in the playoffs.
What did I say?
We were
I
in there
said-
off of a miracle.
I said we're in the playoffs. We're here to win it all. I said I'm not here just to make the playoffs and be okay with it.
You have to admit, though, the odds were stacked against us last year.
Yeah, but you didn't have faith.
Oh, no, I had faith.
No, you didn't.
I
No, you
had
didn't.
faith as soon as we made the playoffs.
If we'd have lost
but
to the Brewers, you'd have been okay.
If that Brewers series would have went back to Milwaukee and we did not beat them in the Game 4 in Atlanta, we weren't making it past that round.
And you would have been okay with it.
Yeah, I
You'd
would have
already
been.
admitted it.
Any self-respecting Braves fan would have been okay with it.
Any self-respecting sports fan wants their team to win it all when they make the playoffs. I've seen it with the Warriors.
Well, of course, I want us to win it all,
This year
but
with the Warriors,
you also
we were
have
the
to
3
have
seed.
you have to have realistic expectations. Okay?
Did I expect the Warriors to lose to the Grizzlies?
Well, no, of course not.
All right.
But we did not have Ronald Acuna.
What were
okay?
the Braves last year? A 3 seed?
We were the lowest ranked team. We had
won the divisions. We were.
That's
a 3
the only reason we were high. We were the 5th
Warriors
best
were a 3
team.
seed this year, and I had all the faith in the world.
We were the
making
10th
winning
best out of
championship.
everybody. We had no right winning the thing last year, but we did because that's baseball. The same reason the Nationals won 3 years ago. When they were in our same spot, they were the lowest ranked team in the playoffs.
You can't really put the Warriors into this argument.
He can't. He's lost his mind.
No, because
they had all their superstars
yes,
this year.
Exactly.
They had them all.
I mean,
the
they
Braves
were
didn't
not
have Acuna
caring about
last
the
year.
regular
We
season.
weren't the favorites.
And they've won
Clay wasn't
won the NBA championship in the recent history, which the Braves haven't.
With a totally different team.
We had never made it past the first round in the playoffs, hardly, except for the year before.
The
in
year
Mickey
before
Mouse
we were in
year.
the conference championship? Yeah.
Well, yeah, without any pitching. And we didn't have no pitching last year, hardly. Tucker Davidson started a game of the World Series. Dylan Lee started a game of the World Series. We didn't know who Dylan Lee was until the third before last day of the regular season.
But you didn't have faith. You didn't have
Dylan
faith.
Lee's had a heck of a year, dude. I did not have faith.
I know.
But I, of course, believed in us still, but I had realistic expectations. I wasn't going to get myself on an emotional high like, oh, my God, we're about to run this thing. We're about to win the World Series.
I did.
You've lost it, dude. You've lost it.
Did I not last year? Was I not all in every game?
Oh, you were.
All right.
You were. But I was also not trying to set myself up so high that whenever we lost, I came crashing down like I did the year before.
So what's changed this year, Clay?
We don't play good against the best teams. We can't. What have we done against the Dodgers? 2-4 this year? I believe. The Mets.
Did we win the series at home against the Dodgers?
No.
All right, well, you can't
We
really
blew it on
count
Sunday
anything
night.
against the Dodgers, Clay.
Oh, the best team? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about this season. There was a whole other level to it with the Freddie Freeman drama.
That don't matter for us.
Oh, it does matter. You know it
How?
does. It adds a whole other level to the game. There's something else that's happening. That's in the back of everybody's minds. When we first played, it was
what's
like,
in
okay.
their minds whenever they go and pitch against the Mets and can't make it out the fourth inning?
I don't know.
All right.
That's the problem.
The
The Mets are good.
We've played 8 straight games with them where we haven't had a quality start from a freaking pitcher.
I know. Yet again,
And
I know
that's,
this.
That's what brings concern. That's why I'm not happy this weekend. Because we played 5 games and we lost 4 of them. The one that we won was with a pitcher that just got sent down. I'm not happy.
We shouldn't
played
be
terrible.
happy. We're supposed to be pissed, but we also have to remember this is baseball.
We're at best the 3rd best team in the NL and like 6th best team in the MLB probably, or 5th. And that's not a great. That's
you
not
think
a great situation.
we're the 5th best team in the MLB?
I mean,
would
the
agree
Mets
with
and the
that.
Dodgers are better, and the
Mets,
Astros and
Dodgers-
the Yankees. I don't know how you can say they're
you
not.
also-
I would say
you
we're the
have
5th best.
to-
We're not the 6th best.
In any year, I would say any of the top 5 or 6 teams could win.
Exactly.
Win the championship.
All you have
That's
to do
just
is
the
get
name.
in.
You got to get hot. You got to have your pitchers in the right rotation.
And that was the thing.
That's all you got to do.
We need to win the division, and we just screwed that over this weekend.
It's not over till it's over. I think we've learned that in our fandom with the Braves, at least I have. It ain't over until that last game in May, or not May, in October, before we go to the postseason. It ain't over.
I don't know.
We still got 7 more games against the Mets at home.
Yeah, we ain't done very good when they've came home.
Hey, and that's a pretty rough home stretch here in the next
Yeah,
week.
we play 7 straight games at home, and it's Mets for 4 of them and Houston for 3. There's no way we win more than 4 games.
We have to come away from there with 3 wins, and I'll call it a win.
That's how low we are right now. We're getting a win by getting 3 wins at home.
Absolutely.
In a 7-game
The way we're
stretch.
playing baseball right now, I think you have to
All
say
right, so
that.
that's why I'm upset.
Well, we're supposed
And
to
you
be
just
upset,
admitted it.
but you've punted on the season.
I have not said that.
You said the season's over.
No, I literally said today that
You give up after somebody scores a run.
And is it always right? You know it is.
Sometimes it is, but you can't count us out, man.
What did I say after we won Friday night? I said we better win the early game because we're not beating Scherzer or DeGrom. Did we beat them? No. What did I say Saturday night? I said we're not even going to hit DeGrom. That's why I took a nap at 3:30 today instead of watching the game. And what happened? DeGrom almost went perfect. He was perfect through 5.
He gave up a 2-run homer to Dansby, though.
Oh, and what else did we do? Did we get another hit? Probably not.
We got a couple. Austin got a hit. Acuna flew out to the wall.
We were down 4-0, and our pitcher was out by the 3rd inning, and we were getting perfect
But
games.
you also didn't watch it, so you didn't see what happened. If anybody watched
the
any
Mets
of
put
these
the ball in
games,
play?
the Mets put the ball in play. Yes, they did. They
the
also
Braves
put the
should try
ball in
that.
play with less than 70 miles per hour as their exit velo. They were getting little bloop hits left and freaking right. It was crazy.
Oh, they're putting the ball in play?
They
They're
scored.
not striking
the
out
only
on
reason
sliders?
the only reason they scored in the 3rd inning was because of Pete Alonso hitting a little dribbler to third base that kicks off the freaking bag and goes into left field.
Well, maybe Matt Olson and Austin Riley should try hitting the ball then and seeing what happens when the ball goes in play.
Or how about Brandon Nimmo doesn't grab our second baseman's leg when he was trying to turn a double play, and we only can get 1 out on the play because of it. That happened right before Pete Alonso got that hit.
Well, would we have scored enough runs to win the game?
Well, if you give us that double play in the 3rd inning, he don't give up a 4 spot probably. He might give up 1. He don't give up a 4 spot. How many runs we score? 2. Our bullpen was fantastic the rest of the
That
way.
would have got us 2 out of 5.
Which is better than 1 out of 5.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how you could sit there and just say the season's over.
I have never said that.
But you're insinuating it.
Because
the division runs over.
Practically.
I don't think the division's over because the Mets are still the Mets.
Mets have an easy schedule. No,
it don't
these
matter.
Mets aren't the Mets.
I know they're not,
These
but they
Mets are
still
good.
are the Mets whenever it comes to October. They have not done this in October when it matters. We have.
We said that in June. We said they're not going to make it past the All-Star break. We said it in July when we were 2 games back. We were 2.5 back coming into the series. Now what are we? 6.5 back. At what point are the Mets just, better? I think that point's now.
There's no way, though, that they're about to just keep on winning these games at this rate. Yeah, they're 70-something and 30-something.
What, by pitching and hitting? They're pitching really well every game, and they're hitting by putting the ball in play? When is that going to stop? I don't know.
What is the payroll difference between the two teams?
The Mets are the second highest in the league. It's a lot more.
Behind who, the Yankees?
Either the Yankees or the Dodgers. They might not be second. They're either third or second.
The Mets are the
They're
highest.
they're in the top 3 now.
Wow.
They have a new owner that came in 2 years ago,
But
right after COVID.
the Mets are spending on
He wants to buy
Lindor,
money. He
Lindor,
buy a
Scherzer,
team.
and DeGrom, and who? That's it. Lindor, Scherzer, DeGrom, and that's practically
Well, they're
it.
still paying other people.
What about Alonso?
But I'm saying he's not getting nothing.
He ain't got a contract yet.
No.
He's on that Acuna.
I mean, we can't say
Because
nothing.
he hadn't proven anything yet until really this year.
Or
second most in baseball, looks like.
Yeah, they have second.
Braves are 9th. They're second. The Phillies are 4th.
That's sad. I figure the Dodgers were 1.
Yeah, I knew it was those 3 teams up top.
The Phillies. I mean, because of Bryce Harper. I mean,
no, that's a lot of it. Yeah.
Romuto, Castellanos, Schwarber. Yeah.
They paid a lot for people this offseason, like big time. So what's the Mets? $261 million.
And Braves is 181, so $80 million.
80-something million dollars.
What about Marte?
Marte is a big one. They got him last offseason.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to this. You got to have faith. I have faith in us because we've done it. The Mets have not done it. And I don't think – I respect them this year way more than I ever did.
Is over?
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over until they clinch it, honestly. I really don't. I mean, people thought back in 2013 the Braves had the division locked up. Do you remember that? And they blew a 10-game lead in freaking September. Anything is possible. There's always going to be a chance for a collapse to happen. Yeah, they have an easy schedule, but it's baseball. It's still the hardest sport to play.
Oh.
It is. Oh. It's harder than anything else.
They say hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball is one of the hardest
golf's
feats
my
in all
team sports.
Okay.
Oh, I'm on record saying hitting a golf ball straight's the hardest thing to do in a sport.
Okay. All right.
Like without a doubt. Oh yeah. Oh, it is. I promise.
I can't. Yeah.
Like hitting a golf ball straight, hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball is right there behind.
I agree.
Or 102 like Jacob DeGrom.
I have trouble making contact with a golf ball. So
Bill does
straight,
have trouble. You need to play golf with him one time. He's really good at hitting behind the ball.
Yeah.
And bouncing his club over
Oh.
while the ball's on the tee.
That's talent.
Bill, I should play golf with you.
He puts a
'cause that's-
divot with his
That's
driver
where I'm at.
behind the ball.
That's where I'm
It's
at.
fun. We need to have a Dirty Boot Sports Day at the golf course.
It will be.
Y'all make me feel really good about my golf game. Peyton won't show up because he feel like y'all are not good enough to be around me.
Can't be seen with these guys.
Dirty boot scramble.
That's what we need to do. I would be a
drive a
team
golf
captain.
cart.
That's scary. But I don't think the division race is over, honestly. I still think we have hope, but we're going to have to turn some things around really quickly. I think we'll make the playoffs. I think that's about a guarantee.
Playoffs?
Well, God, if you're considering that, that's a bad
the
thing.
way you've been talking, Clay, for the past 3 days, you would have thought everything bad was happening in the world, like our cats or our pets' heads were falling off, all that good stuff. Okay? Like, the way you have been texting me while these games have been going on, it is alarming.
Yeah, because you didn't watch that first game of the series. You were at school.
I was at football practice. Yeah, I didn't get to watch all that. Yeah,
when we actually were, I guess, hitting the ball.
I got to watch that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not giving up hope. Kimbrel is grinding.
I have
his hair.
not given up hope.
Clay has given up hope, fellas. He has.
I literally haven't. I'm gonna.
He does not want them to win
night,
games.
I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna be ecstatic, and I think we're gonna win. And then after that first inning, I'll be able to tell if we're gonna win or lose.
You've also punted on Kyle Wright, which is ridiculous. The other day you said this is why I don't believe in Kyle Wright.
Oh yeah, because he collapses when big games happen.
He was one bad outing.
Biggest outing of the year. Yeah. Oh my God. Is that his first time against the Mets this year? I think it was.
He's a spoiled fan. That's the thing. He jumped on the Warriors, and then they start doing really well. He jumped on the Braves. We won the World Series. He's not used to the grind. That's his problem.
Well, and
I watched the Warriors win 15
and the Saints
games
won the Super Bowl. How old were you when the Saints?
I was 9.
9, whatever year.
Or 8,
year.
yeah, 8.
He ain't used to that.
No.
We're only gonna win 70
you're
games this year.
21 or
grind,
22?
man. He ain't used
22.
to that.
You're 22 and you were 8 when the Saints won.
Well, no, it was 2010 when they won, so I was 9.
I was almost your age when the Saints finally won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't get me started.
Phil's
So-
my age wearing a paper bag.
So Clay, do you think the Braves can catch the Mets?
How many are they back?
6.5.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
They can catch them, but are they?
We have seen us get hot.
Rather, are they going to catch them? That's a better question.
Or no, I don't think so.
So
I don't
wild-
think we will
wild-
either,
wild
but I
card.
think it's possible. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I think we have a 40% chance of catching them.
No, I don't think it's that high.
I think
25.
it's about 40%. Would you be surprised if we caught them?
Well, no.
All right, well there you go.
Because we're a good team.
Oh, I'm sure our odds are low now.
We're a good team, but at the end of the day, we're playing terrible baseball, and
a
we're about to
great
meet
team.
them
We're just
again.
playing
We're playing
Odds
terrible
for the World
baseball for
Series or
4
to-
days.
We're
man.
playing terrible baseball when it matters.
4 days we've played terrible baseball.
We can't finish a series off against bad teams. We can't play in day games. We can't.
Now that's the alarming thing. We
can't
can't
beat
play
the
day
Mets.
games. That's alarming.
I don't understand why they play so bad during the day.
It's something that people are not
Do
talking
they-
enough
they
about in
need
the
a
real
bedtime
world.
or something?
I don't know, dude. It's crazy though. Like our record is very bad.
I mean, that's why there's so many games that are in the day.
Like we're like
I watch that first inning and I just give up hope because I know what's about to happen.
we're plus 200. Is that 200? I can't see that.
As of August 1st.
Plus 200.
Well, it's probably dropped.
Yeah,
now.
that was a week
I'm
ago.
gonna go to the Barstool.
We've
Sports
lost like
book
7
app.
games since then. But yeah,
We do need a hot streak for sure. We're kind of due one.
We're playing 2 in Boston. There's no way we win both of those. I'll put that out there. It'll probably be a split, and then we'll go 4 games in 3 days in Miami.
Did Dansby commit 2 errors the other night?
Yeah, we forgot how to play defense.
Fielding
Yeah.
and throwing?
I would say fielding has been pretty rough the past few days.
Austin Riley can't throw the ball across the diamond barely.
Well, you got that fat contract now, so
Yeah.
you can take it easy.
Yeah, there it is. Bill. Scroll
Darno's
down.
hurt now.
Yeah, Darno's hurt. People are not talking enough about that either. That's alarming. Plus, is that a 4 or a 6? Or is that an 8? I cannot see it. And
Plus
Bill's
400,
refusing
plus
to scroll
400.
down.
Oh,
Where are the Mets minus 1550?
minus 550.
Yeah.
So we're pretty. I wouldn't say we're long odds, but
We're not winning the division.
Mets are definitely the heavy favorite.
6.5 back. With how many games left?
Probably
a
50.
lot.
About 50.
There's more than enough time to catch.
Oh, there's plenty of
Plenty
time.
of time.
Yeah, but every time we play and we win, the Mets win. So
How about putting $100 on the Phillies, man?
Screw the Phillies.
Look what their odds were though.
Screw them. They have no shot.
What is that plus what?
5,500.
I mean,
5,500.
we're only like 3 ahead of the Phillies right now.
Are you scared of the Phillies?
No.
All right, well that's all that matters. The Phillies suck. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, they
that's
just
about,
won a
that's
series
about what
against
level
us,
we're
but-
on. We're closer to the Phillies right now, record wise, than
Don't
the Mets.
you say you?
That's a
yeah,
fact.
record wise, but skill level, no.
Well, then when's that skill gonna freaking go to our record?
When it matters.
Oh, it didn't matter this weekend? I thought this weekend mattered more than anything. Thursday night, Dad invited me to go to a banquet with him. I said, no, we got a big series this weekend. And then the game was over in the second inning.
I
And he
shoulda
still
went for
made it to the banquet.
all-you-can-eat shrimp.
No, because I stayed home and I watched the rest of that freaking game.
Pissed off, saying the year was over or we're done. We're
I
never
have
gonna win another
never
game.
said that. I
You
have never
want to
said
though.
that.
It's taking everything in you not to say it.
No. No.
So Bill, What's going on with the Astros, man?
So we're not even talking about them.
Why don't we talk about the Yankees? They suck.
Yeah. The Astros have pulled within half a game of the AL league lead overall. So
Yeah, the Yankees are on a 5-game losing streak, and their big acquisition of Frankie Montas came out today. And what did he do? 3 innings pitched and 6 earned runs. So it's almost like I gave stats about that the other day, that he's not really good when he's not in Oakland.
It's got to be hard putting on them pinstripes for the first time, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't even at home. He was in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, and another fun thing about that series, you know that trade that we questioned, the Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader? Didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jordan Montgomery says, screw you, I go 5 strong, 2 hits. And the Yankees don't score a run that day. So
How about that?
big F-U to the pinstripes.
So the Astros picked up Trey Mancini from the Orioles in a trade last week.
Cancer survivor.
Cancer survivor, our favorite.
Was it bad?
The bad kind.
It was pretty bad.
Pretty
he got
bad,
through
okay.
it.
It was ball cancer.
He got 3.
Was it not?
No,
Oh, crap, I thought it was.
Anyway, so Mancini has been with the team for a week, and he's had 3 hits in a week, but they were all home runs. So Trey Mancini only hits home runs. So and one was a grand slam. His second one, I believe, Friday. So anyway, that's working out good for him.
Well, the Dodgers just beat the Padres, and the Padres had 2 hits, so that's 4-game losing streak for the mighty Juan Soto's.
Which we also predicted that trade back in June, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I listened back June 6th, our second ever pod. I brought up the fact that Juan Soto is having a down year, and if you're the Nationals, do you try to trade him? And we said yeah. And I said, what do you try to ask for? We said about the top 5 prospects from the team. That's pretty much what they just got. So
Yeah, crazy. Boom.
we're pretty good at this predicting thing.
Yeah, we're doing really well.
Just like I predicted the Braves are not gonna win the division. So that's gonna happen.
So are you saying they're not even going to win a playoff series?
I mean, it's gonna matter about matchups.
Peyton, he doesn't like the
If
Braves.
we play 3 games against the
He
Padres, it's
doesn't
gonna be
like
tough.
the
He's wearing a
Braves.
Braves hat.
So where does
He's
it?
a
With the shirt
poser.
on.
He's a poser.
What's the playoff scenario look like if they win the division versus getting in the wild
If we
card?
win the division,
People are saying we'll be better off if we don't win the division.
that's
It'd be an
not
easier
what people
road.
are saying.
That is what people are
No,
saying. Somebody
no,
said on
no,
tweet.
No.
I saw it on the tweet.
No. People are saying it's better off if we get the last wild card spot.
Yeah, it would be.
That's not winning the division. Not winning the division right now is the 4th spot.
Yeah, which would
Not
be
the
fine.
6th seed.
We'd
If we win the
have to play the
division, we get the freaking
Padres.
2nd seed and get a bye.
If we got the 4th seed, we'd have to play the Padres, which we've already discussed as being not that great, honestly. And Fernando Tatis is severely overrated. So
Okay, so we beat the Padres in 3 games. Then
Yeah.
what do we have to do? Go to freaking L.A.
bring it. We beat them last year.
Okay.
Hey guys,
We
and
did.
I mean, do y'all think the having to go there first? I mean, the home field advantage, is it really a big advantage in
Go
baseball?
into L.A.? I do not want to go to L.A. for 2 games. I do not. It'd be a 5-game set, too.
Is that what I thought they changed it to
Division
7?
series is it's
They
5.
left it at 5.
I'm almost certain.
I hate that, man. I hate 5-game series.
I thought they
No,
changed it.
I thought they
did
changed
move
it this year.
But no.
No, because wild card's 3, and then it's 5, and then 7.
Maybe
It's gotta
everybody
be.
wanted it to change because it sucks.
And maybe I'm thinking NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
NBA
Yeah,
7, no way.
But
Right now, the Braves would go to the would host the Padres for 1, probably lose, and then have to go to Petco Park. And then if we made it past the Padres, we'd have to go to L.A. for 2 games and a 5-game set. That'd not be a great start of a series. But if we won the division, we'd get the 2 seed, and we'd get the winner of what is probably the NL Central, and will be the Brewers or the Cardinals, who I'm not really scared of either. They'll probably be the worst team in.
Oh, that's by far the weakest 2 teams that's going to be in the playoffs. In my opinion.
neither. It's going to be one or the other because the Phillies are going to get the
They're
last
not
wild
gonna
card.
catch the Phillies.
Phillies are going to get the last wild card. So you're getting a bye, and then you're getting Cardinals, Brewers, or Phillies in Atlanta, home field, I'll take our chances. And then we get 7 against probably the Dodgers, maybe the Mets. That's a lot better of a route. And we practically blew our chances at that this weekend. So
I wouldn't say we've blown our chances.
Well, we did a lot to hurt them.
Oh, we absolutely
just
have
about
hurt our
everything
chances.
possible to hurt them.
But it's still not over, man. It's still baseball.
It's not over.
It's still
but
baseball.
It's not great.
We're going to revisit this episode.
Yeah,
in
it's still
October.
the same reason why the Dodgers did not win a single game against the Pirates. It's because it's baseball. Anything can happen. We've seen it so many times. Last year, were the Dodgers better or were the Braves better?
Braves.
Dodgers were the better team.
They had the better record.
They were the better team.
We were playing better baseball.
We slayed the Giant. We were playing better baseball. That's the thing. It's all about when you're playing good baseball.
But it's hard to look at last year and say the Braves were a worse team because we changed so dramatically at the deadline.
Well, absolutely.
We were a separate team in that second half, and we had one of the better records in baseball.
I still think we have a shot, and I still think Ozzie Albies is going to be a key part of that.
Yeah, he should
We've
be.
lost him, and whenever we get him back, give us some consistent play at second base. We already see Acuna's coming out of his funk.
Hopefully.
I mean, he went 7 for 11 this series. Like he's
batted
back.
more than that.
Well, he was 7 for 11. Then he did some more stuff. So, but I mean, he still hit like over 500. So it's not over. We can never say it's over.
The division's over, probably.
The division series is a best of 5, by the way.
Yeah.
Wild card best of 3,
Yeah.
division best of 5, and then best of 7 from then out.
Yep.
All right, Bill.
Go Braves.
Get us into fight night.
Oh, UFC Fight Night. Last night it was the, I guess the main purpose of this card was the finales for the Ultimate Fighter.
Which they didn't even call it the Ultimate Fighter finale fight card either, which was very weird.
No, they just called it UFC Fight Night.
Yeah, they didn't promote the Ultimate Fighter whatsoever. I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which I didn't watch it this year. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah. I skipped around. I didn't see. I probably saw a third.
I don't like watching unknown chicks fight. I don't like
Well,
it.
that's sexist.
Well, it is, but I just don't like it.
Well, there's a lot of times I don't like watching unknown anybody fight.
That is also true.
So
That's less controversial.
It's a lot more fun to watch the drama they have when they all, get liquored up and fight each other in the house.
Yeah.
That's to me a lot more fun. But the Brogan Walker, did she win? Oh, no. Juliana Miller won the flyweight women's tough final. And then a fight I was looking forward to was the heavyweight, where Muhammad Usman, which is the younger brother of Kamaru Usman.
How old is he? Because he looks like he's 40.
Yeah, he does.
He looked very old.
Let me see what his profile says.
Dude, I cannot see that TV. I need to go to the eye doctor. I just went
He's
the
a
other day.
large individual.
Dude, he's freaking.
Oh, he is. He is.
Is that 33?
Yeah, he's not that old.
33. Yeah, he does. He looks like
Pretty
he's
old
had
for the fight game.
looks like he's had a hard life.
He might not be the younger brother of Kamaru Usman. He might be the older brother.
I thought they said it was his baby brother. Or his little brother. Not little.
Usman's
but
35,
little.
so yeah, he's 2 years
yeah.
younger than Usman.
Boy, I bet there was some fighting going on in that house.
Ooh, they hated each other growing up. But man, talk about a knockout he delivered.
Holy cow.
He slept that fella.
Yeah, he I mean, you could hear that contact when that punch hit him in the side of the head or the face, and man, he just and I really had I thought Pauga, he's a former Houston Texans fullback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a cup of coffee with him in training camp a few years ago. But I really thought, watching his promo and everything, I thought, hey, this guy's gonna be pretty good.
They were both very active.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of the main things you want when watching a fight.
But man, Usman just starched him. I mean, he laid out stiff as a board, and
with his
and
arms
like
up.
we talked about. I mean, through the commercial break even. I mean, it was, you know, they were almost ready for the decision whenever.
Like, he wasn't even a part of the decision.
Oh, no.
They wouldn't even take him over there. He definitely got the CTE.
And then the finale was Thiago Santos and Jamal Hill. And I was looking forward to that. Which Hill, I don't know if you've watched any of his fights. He's like 5-0 at the Apex.
Yeah, he's on a streak.
And I guess he doesn't like fighting in front of crowds. But man, and Santos, I don't know. I don't know. Santos is supposed to be, making this big comeback as a light heavyweight, but he fought like the old Santos to me.
Man, if you would have told me after he fought John Jones the way he fought him on one leg after he tore all of his ligaments in his knee, man, if you would have told me he would have never became champion or never even competed for the championship again, I'd have called you a liar to your face. Because, to me, in my opinion, besides Gustafsson, okay, him and Dominic Reyes have fought John Jones better than anybody else has, including Cormier. They've both fought John Jones at a way higher level than anybody. And I think it's because they were both relatively unknown going into that fight.
Not a lot of film on them.
And that probably played a lot into it. And they probably felt like they're playing with house money. What do I got to lose? I still think Dominic Reyes won that fight from however long how long ago that was. But, man, Santos, he just felt like he was going to take that step after he came back from that injury. Because we knew Jones was going to screw up. But he's never done it. And he had a kid and all that stuff, and he's saying that his daughter was his new motivation, but nothing's ever come of it. And it's kind of sad because he looks like a bad man in there when he's walking around.
Yeah, when he comes in. And then Jamal Hill, which I secretly was hoping it was Jamel Hill that was fighting him. But anyway, that's another pod.
I hate Jamel Hill. We can't talk about her on here.
Yeah,
I hate her. Yeah.
Please God no.
No, I think we'll all walk out of this room.
But yeah, Jamal Hill, he's so soft spoken, and you look at him, and he's kind of got that Nate Diaz physique. He's and you have him facing off with Santos, who's just
bleed?
Man.
Nobody bleeds like a Diaz.
Yeah.
Older Diaz, brother.
But man, I was impressed with Hill.
Neanderthal forehead.
Yeah, it's all that skin tissue.
Out. And somebody I wasn't impressed with was I watched that Luque and Jeff Neal fight before that. Oh man, that one almost put me to sleep.
Neal's always just been a dude that people just talked about and hyped up so much. And I've never understood the hype.
Yeah,
he reminds me of a lot of Leon Edwards. Who's going to get absolutely rocked by Usman whenever that happens?
Yeah.
Didn't know where that R was going right there.
Rocked.
Oh, I was. I was not going to say the Deshaun Watson word. No, rocked. ROCKED.
So then, what's our next big fight coming up?
I think it's Usman and Edwards. I think that's the next pay-per-view. Which I'm on record of hating Leon Edwards. I mean, anybody that sits out for 2 years because he doesn't want to fight people, I don't really have respect for that person. So,
you mean Conor McGregor?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Conor's had legal troubles. Okay, be nice to Conor. He'll come up here and kill us all.
Thug Rose PTSD.
With the
that's why I didn't like.
When is
the dolly through the window? Yeah.
When is
Diaz
Diaz?
had to go on mental health hiatus after that?
When's Diaz fighting Kazmat Chimanov or whatever he said his name? Mets hit 302. That's not going to keep happening.
Sure.
It's not going to keep happening. It's impossible. That's definitely not going to keep happening. 6.75 ERA.
So we're trying to make it through the UFC segment, and our other TV is playing the basically the segment we just got done talking about.
So September 10th is Chimaev and Diaz. Oh, I'm looking forward to next weekend. Dominic Cruz back in the octagon.
Hey, you cannot be knocked out if you're standing up.
That's right.
Who's he fighting?
Come off
Is that Cheeto Vera?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the only man to slay Sugar Show.
Yeah, this
Even though
could
that
be
was
a good.
It was all rigged.
And broke his leg.
And Dominic Cruz, he's one of my favorite fighters and commentators too. I love listening to him talk about.
Such a little fella.
Not as little as the fella he's fighting. Chito Vera has really just made a name for himself after he was really supposed to be a stepping stone for the Sugar Show, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's really just taking his game to a whole other level, and he's on the cusp of probably a title fight pretty soon if he keeps on winning. But I don't see that happening. Cruz is a legend.
Hey, is that the GOAT's wife fighting?
That is her, Nina.
That's strange.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's married to a
I know
UFC
she
fighter.
fights.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some
And she's in our
unfortunate
corner.
news. The
Oh God.
the Little League World Series River Ridge East Bank from Louisiana, they lost. They will not be making another.
Where are they from?
River Ridge.
Where's
the ones
that
that
at?
won it all in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they lost in the
I do
regionals.
not remember that.
You don't remember Louisiana
They
winning it all?
lost to Texas Abilene.
I think it was Mississippi, actually. Starkville.
Here's something for you. Not a big fan of the Little League World Series anymore. It's kind
I
of
like
wore
it.
off of me.
It's fun.
Really?
I've lost interest in it over
What
the
did
years.
it for you?
I really don't know. I guess Trey Quinn's season after they lost.
Same here.
That was like
But
05.
I
it's
used to
just
watch
kinda,
it every year.
That's how I was.
And
I
I
guess
don't
when
even
I
know
was
the
like
song
closer to their
anymore.
age.
Trey Quinn was like 05.
Trey Quinn's my age.
Yeah, so he would have played in like
Maybe
05.
Or it wasn't Trey Quinn.
Do you know how old you are?
I forget. I don't know, but it's just like over the years, it's not something I just want to turn
Who's
on
the girl?
anymore. Monet Davis.
Yeah, she was a stud.
She was a stud. You can. That's a. We need to bleep that out. That's a sexual term now. I don't know, Clay.
She was a great athlete.
You must have used the wrong pronoun in there somewhere.
Wrong
I don't know
pronoun.
where.
She's playing softball at Hampton University right now. 21 years old. Congrats to her.
So that means she played
How
in
do
that
you-
thing
how do you-
10 years ago.
How do you go from playing that to go to Hampton University? Like, I mean,
I thought
She
she was a
peaked
good
early.
basketball
Yeah, she
player.
peaked at 12.
She peaked at 12. Yeah, because remember, there was a whole story that she wanted to go to UConn.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, whatever. Undoubtedly, she's not a good athlete.
I don't know. She was good.
Hampton. I mean, it's not
She
like
dominated-
James Madison because I mean they're loaded at softball, but
Yeah.
it's Hampton.
I don't know. She was striking out boys.
At the age of 10.
Maybe that's the
Yeah.
problem though. She could throw it underhanded.
There you go.
And she
She wanted to change the rules.
That's right. Yeah, I'm the same a little league, bro. I used to love watching it every year, and it just doesn't. I can't tell you the last time I watched it.
I honestly do not remember.
I don't know.
Really
Something
don't.
you do watch, Peyton, though, is the Saints.
Hey,
So, what's going on in Metairie right now?
what? I
Hold on.
mean,
Her Monet Davis's father's name is Lamar Davis. That is the name of the main character in GTA 5. So that's
Nobody
fun.
else knew that, Chloe.
Is that rabbit hole?
Nobody else knew that. That's going to be a waste of 10 minutes. Nobody else is going to talk about that.
we need Trevor Penning in here to block you, Clay, from that hole there.
So talk about Trevor.
Man, he's got dog in him. I like it. I mean, I'm
He's
not
scrappy. You need that.
Well, I mean, he also has had to do that his whole career. He had one college offer coming out of high school. Was Northern Iowa. And it's not like they didn't know this is how he's going to be. He led the country in personal foul penalties every year in college because of this. I mean, he blocks to the whistle, but blocks after the whistle, too.
I don't think we draft him if Sean Payton's there.
Oh, I think so.
No, because we take a guard at number 10 or 11. We trade
I
up for
think
a guard.
he's a Peyton player, in my opinion.
think?
Oh, yeah.
I thought Peyton didn't like the fights at camp.
Peyton's got that dog in him. He likes that mentality. No,
Peyton paid people to target.
No, that was Joe Vitt.
Uh,
Peyton was the fall guy.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even Joe Vitt. It was
Greg Williams.
Greg
Williams.
Wasn't that Peyton and Michael
Scott.
Thomas's
Joe
beef, though?
Joe Vitt was the head coach when Peyton was
Yeah,
out.
and that's why I said it.
I guess we did have Garner Johnson on the team.
Dude.
Who fights everybody.
Yeah, no. The only reason that made Peyton mad with the fights because he was punching his star receiver.
Well, I thought though that caused beef with Thomas and ball coach after that.
Well, Thomas has to be a drama queen because he's the number one wide receiver. So, like a prerequisite, you have to be a little bit of a diva.
And he's Keyshawn's nephew.
That also does not help.
Cooper Kupp's a diva.
No, you say Cooper Kupp's a number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now he is because they traded Robert Woods. He's number 1 over Allen Robinson.
He's made his poor wife move around everywhere with him and hasn't given her anything.
Who, Bobby Trees?
No. Bobby Trees?
Robert
Did
Woods.
you just create a nickname for him?
That's what. I don't know,
Wait, did you just come up with that on your own?
No,
That's
no,
hilarious
I have
if you
not.
did.
That's what people call him.
What are you doing over there, Bill?
Bill has the freaking.
That looks
He has
like
Aaron Brooks on the tape. Why are we watching Aaron Brooks?
Why are we watching Aaron Brooks?
Okay, you
Saints
just mentioned
week 8.
you're just talking about the Saints and
Keyshawn,
getting
like-
scrappy at practice and everything.
this is the Kyle Turley.
There's never been a scrappier
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint than the short-lived Kyle Turley.
Yeah, he's
You
on
right?
steroids. He was
Has
having
everybody
roid
seen
rage.
this?
Oh, I love it, man. I
What
wish
a
I had that.
pull.
Check
Wow.
it out. Watch. They're trying to keep Aaron Brooks from getting the first down. And Turley's like, wait a minute, you on my quarterback?
That was a Taysom Hill.
See, he was giving him a neck crank.
That's my quarterback.
Oh, wow. And Turley's
That's my
like,
quarterback.
oh, no, dude.
And then
We don't
chunks
do
the
that.
helmet.
He threw it backwards.
Doesn't matter. He got it off, and he had to work to get that thing off.
Can
yeah.
I say I wish Kyle Turley would have just let Aaron Brooks got beat up, so then we can just have another quarterback.
We didn't. After
wasn't
Aaron
even
Brooks,
a
though, it was
good
probably like one of the Billy Joes. So it
And
wasn't
then
good.
20 years later, people complain about Myles Garrett.
But Trevor Penning, he's only he's been in 3 fights.
Oh, Myles
Since
Garrett
training
struck
camp.
another human being with a helmet.
Yeah,
so-
here we
Myles Garrett almost killed somebody.
He's like stomping, and he's like, I'm not giving this guy up.
No, he's holy.
Dude, Kyle
It,
Turley
it
was
went on for a
dog.
minute. He's like, okay, I'm going to come out of this pile, but I'm not coming out
Those
without
refs
your
were like,
head.
he's gonna freaking
Joe
kill
Horn.
him. He'll put his hands behind his back.
Yeah,
Joe Horn
He's
backing
getting
away.
his cell phone out. Dunk.
He calling his guys, his bodyguard.
He's
But
the
yeah, I
one
mean,
talking to
this
the
wasn't
official.
just to grab a helmet and get out. This was
No, he had to work
a
to get that thing
long,
off. And when
drawn
he got
out.
it,
And when he got out, he's like, there you go, Mets. And I'm going to go sit down now.
That's awesome.
I'm going to go get my needle.
A
He didn't
tad
even-
of roid rage.
That was the most exciting moment of the season.
Yeah, back then it was probably.
Back-
With that
yeah,
ceiling
you know what ate
season.
me up about Aaron Brooks is he would throw a pick or fumble the ball. He'd just come off the sidelines just grinning.
Smiling, yeah.
Oh, I missed that one up, man. Crap. That's what he sounded
I'll
like.
get him next time, coach.
2001. That's hard to believe. It's been 21
Mike
years.
Vick's cousin.
Who, Kyle Turley?
Not the fellow.
Are you saying that because Mike Vick was violent?
No connection to that in dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, and another
He had
quick,
that dog in him, yeah.
Hey.
another quick Saints shout out. I don't know if any of you watched the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame inductions.
Did he
yesterday.
know it happened?
Sam
Didn't know.
Mills.
Sam Mills, one of the original Dome Patrol.
Dome Patrol. That's
Yeah.
right.
And those guys were.
I didn't know
I
who
mean,
he was.
the
till they
Panthers. The Panthers can claim him all they want, but they can't have him.
Oh no.
He put in his work that got him to the Hall.
I didn't know he
He's insane.
existed until about last year when he was like a free card
Don't
on
tell people
Madden
that.
Ultimate Team.
Don't tell people
What
that,
happened to the enshrinement being at nighttime and prime time? It was during the day, Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
Clay. Well, I don't know, and they're shortening
what's up with
the
that?
speeches.
Was it
Like,
weather maybe?
Like, I think back to when Ray Lewis got inducted, and they gave him a lapel mic so he could walk around in a sweat towel.
Yeah, he was preaching.
Like, nobody was going to cut him off, you
Well,
know.
Dick
like,
Vermeil,
Well,
they tell him go 8 minutes, and he went 23 yesterday.
do you think it's because it lacked all like big names? Like superstar power people? Like, the biggest name, in my
yeah.
opinion, was Richard Seymour.
It was kind of a.
I
It
didn't
was
know
a
he got
down year.
inducted.
Yeah, it was a down year. That was the biggest name on the card,
I
you know.
couldn't tell you.
Besides
three
Dick
people
Vermeil,
that
I guess.
They got inducted.
But you listen, like Lewis Reddit yesterday said, this was the most impactful class that like I said, not big
crazy.
names, but
I
I
probably
think
say
it was
that
some of
every
the
year.
speeches and some of the.
Sam
you know,
Mills is
some
the
of the
biggest name on
moments.
that list.
Dave Vermeil was the greatest show on turf, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was also
Yeah.
he was coach of the Eagles when,
Well,
Invincible.
that was going back.
movie
Speaking-
Invincible.
Oh, really? Papali?
Yeah, he was
Wow.
the coach then.
Vince Papali, what a name.
Speaking of linebackers, how about Kiko Alonso? sign him one day, and the next day he retires.
Yeah. Like, what happened? Did he get picked on in practice or
I
something?
realize he ain't good no more.
I think he
Did Penning climb to the second level and make a good block or something? And
I think
like,
he
don't
got
wanna do
to
this no
practice.
more.
He's like, "Oh my God, I'm not ready. I don't want to get hit again.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this."
I don't
he hadn't
want to
played
practice.
since 2019,
Since he played for us, probably.
and yet I will sit here and bang this table. Quan Alexander is with the freaking Jets because they wouldn't go get him, and they supposedly because he wasn't guaranteed a starting job. Well, first of all, we play 2 linebackers. I mean, it takes one injury and you're the starter. So like, why not just play for a contender, then go sit up there and play for a crappy New York Jets team? And it wasn't a money issue because he didn't get any more money than the Jets, and he would have got the Saints. I mean, I know
Why
coach
has he
up there.
always been an outcast on that defense? I don't understand. I love watching the guy play.
He all over the
He's-
field.
he's amazing.
And him and DeMario work great together.
I don't understand why he's not the guy.
And he's only 26.
Oh yeah,
It's not like he's 30. It's not like he's 32 or 33. And
Is that what it was? He's an LSU guy. They got to get him out.
I mean,
Well, he tore his ACL a couple years ago.
Tore his
Or not
Achilles,
couple-
right?
Achilles. He tore his Achilles.
Okay, and he
was
came-
that last year or the year before?
no,
Year before.
he did Achilles with the 49ers.
That's right.
And so everybody was,
that's when he signed with the
everybody was
Saints.
afraid because he
But
wasn't.
he's been nasty since he's been with the
And then he
Saints.
tore his ACL. Was it last year?
Probably.
And so, but he keeps bouncing back.
What's up with Pete Warner? What's he doing?
They haven't heard
Must
a
not
lot
be
on
impressing.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't.
What about the
It's probably
Bone-
good to not
Bone
hear his name
guy?
though too.
Or Bone, whatever.
Alec Baum.
Zach Baum.
Zach Baum, yeah.
Alec Baum. We're not talking about Alec
I
Baum.
mean,
my bad.
Still ain't touched ball
he
weight.
nothing on that. I mean, he better because I mean, you go to Mario and Pete Warner, it is drops off like
Yeah.
Zach is
And
like,
it's
what is
late
he, like
now,
a 4th
man.
or
to
5th
get
round pick?
somebody.
it's way too
I
late.
think second or third.
Bond?
Zach Bone.
Was that
Third
Bone?
round.
Third round.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've already said this
Now,
on the
he
podcast
is-
before. They hyped him up so much, man, coming out of Wisconsin.
He
He
is
was
a
supposed to do, like, he was kind of a
edge rush guy
yeah,
type
hybrid
deal.
player.
he is a very good special teams player though, and that's what keeps him on the roster because he
We
is
got
such a-
How
Sorensen
many,
now. We don't need
how
him.
many special teamers do we got?
I know.
Stupid.
I
Taysom
don't.
Hill.
Yeah.
I was happy with it. I mean, I sit here and how long ago I wanted Quan. I mean, why is he still at the house? And then he
Mormon Lamar. Every time he takes a shot at Taysom, I go,
5% of
Mormon
talent.
Lamar.
But Chris Olave is looking really good. I mean,
Michael Thomas is looking.
Michael Thomas is
really
back to
good.
Michael Thomas.
I saw Ian Rappaport went down. He was there for training camp for like a week, and he said he left, and he was like, the Saints are a playoff team.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
they're a contending playoff
Yeah,
team.
And he said Michael Thomas looks excellent.
Yeah. And I don't know if y'all saw yesterday, he had a quick slant up the middle. Winston hit Thomas. Thomas went 10 yards after it, and the Honey Badger stripped him.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of the Honey Badger, he is back at camp.
Amen.
People can stop saying that he's pissed at the Saints and he's leaving the
gosh.
Saints.
I don't know why. I guess they were really worried just trying to get clicks.
People were just
Yeah.
nervous.
They
it was
just wanted-
clickbait.
It was all clickbait. That's
Yeah.
all it was.
It did kind of bring up some feelings of like Tyron in his last days at LSU.
Well, and they can now officially sell his jerseys because they
Yeah, he
officially
picked
announced
his
today
number.
that
Yeah,
it's
he
going to be
picked
32.
32.
But did you hear about that, though? He wanted 5.
Yeah, for Fifth Ward.
Yeah. And, I mean, why wouldn't Andy Dalton give him that?
Andy Dalton don't have it.
Yeah, he does.
No, he does not.
Yes,
Andy
does.
Dalton's wearing 14. ain't he?
Mark Ingram has it. Come on.
Dalton gave
Yeah.
Dalton gave it to
Dalton
Ingram.
traded
That's
with
right.
Ingram,
That's
so he can
right.
have 14
That's
back.
right. I forgot. I had it opposite. I
Look
thought
at
it was
me.
the other. Go ahead.
I took down Peyton.
Go ahead.
Look at that.
Man.
Look at Sue Bird.
Yeah.
So would he not give it up, or did Tyron just choose 32 instead?
No, what I read, he
That's
wanted
the one
it.
that called out Draymond, isn't it? No. it wasn't.
Nah.
He wanted the number, but that apparently it wasn't going to be him. And apparently Dalton and Ingram had an agreement already in place to get it.
Probably just a swap.
Another thing that I'm kind of, I guess, not really concerned about. The offensive line, I'm still nervous on.
Yeah.
I think I could.
Because I mean, Ruiz is going to have to. he's going to have to show up this year, and I just don't know. There hasn't been a lot of talks about the line besides pinning, because you just start.
Yeah, again, that's a good thing, though.
And that could be a good thing.
Same reason we're not hearing nothing about Warner. That's probably good.
A lot of talk about Adebo though.
Paulson Adebo's
bad.
No,
lockdown. Like lockdown.
As heard on the podcast weeks ago.
Lockdown.
And
yes,
he's been the defensive MVP at camp so far, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, like I keep saying,
I'm about
he was
to start
a steal
getting into
because he's set out in that COVID
It's
year.
almost time.
Oh man, it's time. It is time. But yeah, he is. I mean, you get him and Lattimore locking down, we could have. It could be some.
And Lattimore's going to have to show up for everybody, not just the big names.
Not just for Mike Evans.
Because how do you lock down Mike Evans and then you can't hold down and scrub the next week?
I know our defense.
Your ego.
I know our health's always an issue, but man, if our pass rushers stay healthy, they got depth at that position.
Dude, Davenport, man.
You got Davenport.
Yes.
I mean,
Davenport,
who can be a freak if he stays healthy.
An 8-fingered freak.
And then you
Davenport.
got
Who's a freak?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
That's what I thought.
And Taysom? Taysom? No.
The non-Mormon Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
But you got Taco Charleston, you got Carl Granderson, you got Peyton Turner. I mean, you got Cam Jordan.
You just mentioned Peyton Turner.
Before Cam Jordan.
I was just
You mentioned all these guys before Cam Jordan.
I think
I hear about 4 projects and Cam Jordan.
I'm not.
You know who is out there sacking quarterbacks and performing? Trey Hendrickson.
That was 1 year.
Yeah.
No,
you
2 years.
You had to pick Cam over him.
Let him do it again. Let's see.
2 years.
You had to pick Cam over him.
Had to pick him.
And that was where they.
I don't think we had to pick Cam. I think we could have had them all.
No, no, there's no way. Because
not with the money Hendrickson got.
Because you know why? Because CJ's about to get paid. Lattimore just got paid.
You can't pay 2 pass rushers big money like that. Nobody's done it.
It's one of the most important positions in football.
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
you can't double down on it. You have to have a big money guy at each level. And like Pete Warner, if he keeps doing well, he's going to get money. He's probably one of our top 5 or 6 on the team.
He's probably not top 5 or he might be top 10.
Look that up,
edge
Bill.
rusher in the league, though. That's what I'm saying. Like he gets a good bit for the Saints, but he probably
once
don't
you start
make a
talking
lot.
about T.J. Watt and them,
well, yeah, because you're gonna start getting those linebackers pass rushers
once you combine Hendrickson and Jordan's, it's going to be a lot of money.
Because what's Bosa making?
You had to pick. Everybody knew they were going to have to pick.
Corners, tackles, quarterback.
What'd you say?
In that order?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying that's who you.
I was going to say I think DN's the least important.
Corners,
of those 4.
tackles, quarterback.
Yeah,
and I guess receivers.
No, I think they're
the way that the league's going. Receivers.
I don't think you have to pay a bunch.
I think if you scheme something, you can get it.
Yeah,
with anybody.
I mean, the 49ers, other than Deebo Samuel, who else do they really have at receiver that you like?
Ayuk, solid.
They said that he's looking better than Deebo in count with Lance.
Deebo got paid. He's probably.
Well, not even that. They just said that Ayuk looks that good.
Which everybody thought
Debo really didn't get paid though. Not what he should have been.
Cam Jordan got $12 million.
That was a very friendly contract.
Before last season, Ayuk was the hyped up one instead of Debo.
$12 million for Cam Jordan, second highest paid on the team.
Yeah, that's nothing. $12 million's nothing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but he's at the end of his contract though.
Hendrickson's making 15, I believe.
Henderson's definitely making more than that.
Oh gosh, he is. Yeah, Henderson's making ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you could have paid him a little less than Cam. We could have got a discount.
No, he wouldn't take it. That's why he went to Cincy.
No shot. I guarantee we offered him a discount.
I remember reading that. They were like,
We've only got 2 people making more than $10 million.
It's football,
What the crap
dude.
are we doing?
There's a salary cap. That's football. It's different than baseball like that. That's why baseball needs it.
That is amazing.
There's got to be
more.
There's got to be teams that are.
We might have a cap hit for Drew Brees or something. Dead money.
Oh, we're still paying Drew.
They'd have it on there, wouldn't they?
And we're
be at the bottom probably.
Freaking Pete is at the top of that list.
Bum. Kamara, I can't read that far. Is that $1 million?
Dude, when they signed Pete, they got Pete a big deal. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
What's his cap hit? Kamara $6 million. That's a steal.
Is Will Lutz at the top of that list? Is that
Will Lutz is higher than Taysom Hill. Hallelujah.
Hey, do you remember last year?
Oh, I love Will Lutz.
We'll pay him.
I love Will Lutz.
You don't remember we lost 2 games because of the kickers.
Yeah, I know, but that's still.
We went through 3 kickers last year.
I wonder if he's the highest paid kicker in the league.
No, he's not.
No, there's somebody named Justin Tucker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who was that just got signed? The kicker
Legatron
this week. That
Forget
guy.
Legatron.
This
I don't
says
hear
Cam
nothing
Jordan
about Legatron.
makes 17.5.
What are you on, Bill? Is that Sport Rack? Sport Rack's generally accurate.
Yeah, so, and I'm on it too. Defensive end salary rankings. It says 17.5 million average.
We have an issue.
This might just be that single year, and that's average. That may be over the length of the contract.
And that might be not including signing
Bill,
bonus.
we're gonna have to put your laptop on big font.
Yeah, I can't see, dude. I feel like I'm filling my vision.
This
test.
right here has Cam Jordan as the 4th highest paid
You're not,
DN in
'cause I'm wearing
NFL.
contacts and I see
Behind Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and
that
Leonard
better?
Williams.
Yes, sir. Good job,
And
William.
Max and Myles Garrett just got that
They
contract.
got
Who's
Hendricks.
the fourth? Hendrickson?
4th is Jordan. They have Hendrickson at 8th with 15 million.
See?
Yeah, you're not paying 17 and 15 on two
We
same
might have
positions.
converted Cam's
Some of these
thing
people
to a
getting
signing
paid are
bonus or
stupid.
something this year.
I'm telling you, I would have loved to have him.
Oh, everybody would have loved
John
to have him, but you
Franklin
couldn't do
Myers
it.
is getting paid 13.75.
There's
Who?
Trey Hendrickson.
Exactly.
Trey Hendrickson only 14.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, but that's
Are they not including signing bonus in that?
You're
or
talking.
They got that on there.
You're talking 30-something million for.
You can't do it.
You can't do
It's
it.
not possible.
There's no way you can do that.
But look, so that's the freaking Bengals. They got 4 people getting paid 10 million.
But they have a quarterback.
That's
on a
not in
rookie
that.
deal.
Rookie deal.
Wide
We're
receiver.
not paying Jameis that.
Wide receiver rookie deal. Wide receiver rookie deal. And then Joe Mixon's kind
James
of
is
there.
making over 10.
He wasn't on that list.
Joe Mixon's probably.
He signed a 2-year, $25 million. He's got to be.
But when your best 2 wide receivers are on the rookie deal still, you're allowed to do that. Yet again, that's the same method that the Seahawks
Crap,
have
we ain't
always
paying
done.
nobody besides Mike.
But we're paying Mike a lot of money.
Mike's getting huge money.
Mike's getting paid. Take away Mike, and you can have Trey Hendrickson.
Marshawn Lattimore just got paid
Marshawn Lattimore.
huge money. What was that, a 4-year, 90? Trying to think who. DeMario Davis just got an up on his contract.
I don't understand this table. Why does this cap hit look like this?
Yeah, because Jameis Winston's making more than he ain't.
This
4
has his
million?
cap number is 4 million. Jameis. I don't understand this.
That's not right.
Oh no, we need to move on though.
Yeah,
we're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's go into our dirty
35?
Yeah, let's do it.
I like it.
So
Are we miss? We're not doing AFC East.
No.
we'll do that separate.
We're doing
episode.
separate.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
So our dirty 5, we're gonna do top 5 most hated teams or franchises. I think
Sports
that's what we're gonna call it.
franchises, yeah.
So it's not gonna be a specific year. I think, as Bill mentioned, 2011 Alabama.
And we're college or pros.
Yeah, it's just gonna be that franchise year in, year out.
or Game 6 Warriors.
Yeah.
Or the Game 6 Warriors. That's correct.
Yeah. Every team should hate them. All right, so who wants to start it off?
Because you're a rim check. There you go.
I always feel like I go early.
Are we gonna?
Does anybody else want to go early?
I haven't made my full list yet, so
Kyle's going to go for
y'all
us.
can believe that.
Back from a PP break.
I can.
Drain the main pipe.
Oh, Bill, go ahead, Bill. Get it started.
Bill's is gonna be entertaining.
I like
Let me
Bill.
go?
Let's go.
Let me go.
I like it.
Well, I'm going to start off with one that
Talking to the mic, Bill.
into the mic.
Jesus.
I know where my boom is. When you are a fan of Louisiana Tech,
Yes, say it,
and
Bill.
you're a student of Louisiana Tech,
Talk it up, Bill.
and you grow up here in Louisiana Tech, and you're a Bulldog, man, let me tell you something. Especially in the 80s when I was about to go to school, there was not a team that I hated worse than the NOU Indians.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Now,
That was when it was a rival. Like,
I mean, that was our rival. We were
Yeah.
in the Southland Conference. I mean, the fraternities would roll a keg from Ruston to Monroe and Monroe to Ruston. I mean,
it's a shame that they don't play.
It was such a big thing.
It's a shame.
And I mean, we even had, we used to have the State Fair game with Northwestern too. I mean, we had a
Yeah.
lot of local interest when, before Tech, made the Division 1A jump when they did it back in the, 85, 86. But man, when it was time to play NOU or ULM now.
They both had success in Division II, though, right?
One double.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, my
national championship.
You won national championship.
In
Yeah.
'87,
And
which was
Tech,
my sophomore year at Tech. They won the
Tech or
1AA,
ULM?
ULM.
Was that Doug Peterson?
That was Stan Humphreys,
Humphreys,
Doug Peterson.
okay.
Yeah, Doug
Yeah.
Peterson was his backup.
Yeah.
So
that's a quarterback room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was.
Shout out Pete.
I mean, they had good players, and they had, they had 3-4 guys from Jay Hodge
Was it
there.
Norman Bradford?
No. Norman Amos played D tackle. Brian Castle was a DN, and Anthony Williams was a D tackle. And I think one of the best athletes ever come out of Jonesboro Hodge was Charles Andrews.
I've heard that name.
He was a receiver. Well, when Bob Garrett was our quarterback, he was Bob's primary receiver.
How good was Bob in high school?
Oh man,
I haven't heard a lot of
Blank's
that.
not here.
I know
I
he
would
went
get
to Tech.
bruises on my hands from catching passes.
Who's better, Bob or Ty Dre?
I mean, Bob was not a scrambler or runner at all. I mean, he was a pure passer.
How far could he throw a ball?
Oh, geez. I don't know.
65, 70?
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, he had the strongest arm of anybody I've seen. I mean, he was accurate, and, man, he threw hard. I mean, he was a pitcher, too, which I guess a lot of quarterbacks are. But yeah.
How hot was his fastball? I mean, was he?
They didn't have radar guns.
Yeah, I don't remember. Radar.
It looked fast.
I was like, cops didn't have radar then.
But Bob, growing up with Ty and Rayleigh and them, I don't even recall like throwing the football in the yard with Bob. So, and he never really talked about it. We would hang out with Uncle Bob from time to time. And he didn't talk. I heard he was a great ball player, but I don't know any of those stories from.
Yeah. I don't guess.
I know he still holds a Louisiana Tech passing record, longest touchdown and passing touchdown in the history.
Oh, really?
Which I think is like 98 yards, something stupid. I'm sure it's,
yeah,
screen or something that went, to
No, I think he had a couple of I guess his senior year down at Ringo, like one of our last district games, he broke his leg his senior year, and which that year, which I guess was 83, 84. That was one of the better teams I thought we had that Jonesboro Hodge had in a long time.
And that killed y'all going in the playoffs?
And, well, I mean, Bob broke his leg in the Ringo game, and then Charles, who was our number one receiver, slides in at quarterback,
So
which,
really
I mean, he was a great –
two
I mean, he was JV quarterback and all, but and he was a great quarterback, Charles was, but he was a better receiver. And that's when he went to NOU or ULM, that's they signed him as a receiver. And he was on pace, which I know Marty Booker got over there and set a lot and broke a lot of the NOU passing records the receiving records that Tag Rome held. But man, had Charles played his entire time there, I think he would have owned him, and he would have been, I would say, one of the best players to ever come out of Jay Hodge. And he had, unfortunately, it was.
How many ball players ended up at Tech from that era? Besides, you had Bob.
We had Bob. Todd Silas was a offensive lineman. El Dante Osborne, one of the best linebackers ever come out of here. Demise Lloyd. That was.
So I don't understand that gap there.
Oh,
Obviously,
Lloyd too. Kevin Lloyd, that was Demise's brother, that was a big track guy. He ran track at Tech and then also walked on football.
Obviously, the talent at Jay Hodge was. I don't even think we can argue. Even the talent that there's now, the '80s was prime time.
Oh yeah.
I think the city was booming, or the town was booming back then. There's a lot more pride in the community. I just don't understand the talent. Why did it fall off right after that? I don't understand. I've seen some talent come through there, but no attention to these kids, up until recent years.
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, look what Kelton had to do to get to where he's at.
Right.
I mean just no attention.
Had to promote himself.
Tech never comes 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
They never do.
I really wanted to talk to him about that in the interview, which, I wasn't here for it. But
He got visited more by like LSU than Tech.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Tech does not do local.
I don't understand that.
Never.
I think
they
with
don't want
coach
butts in the seats. I don't guess
with Cumbie, I mean they're starting to pay
It's
a little bit more
butts
attention.
in the seats, and we're like talent dense area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Talent dense. Yeah, we don't have the most players in the NFL, but per capita we do.
Well, Kyle,
Yeah.
you remember Jared Stevenson?
Yeah.
Tech would never look at him at all. I mean, all the other colleges in the state were looking at him.
And that was a fast fellow right there.
A very fast fella.
All right, move on. Let's
That
go to
took a
4.
long dive, didn't
Yeah.
it? So
We got some local
that
stuff
in
back.
saying,
High school right
all
there.
that in saying, I really hated the NOU Indians.
Even though you had all your buddies on the team or teammates and stuff.
Well, like Charles Andrews, and
They
I
were the enemy
we were good friends.
So y'all were like, after that, you were
when
like,
he and El Dante were both, they're in the same class. El Dante's getting recruited by Tech. Well, I mean, they're both getting recruited by both schools. El Dante signs with Tech. Charles signs with NOU. And I remember him coming up to me the next day because he lived out past McDonald Church. His dad
Shady
did.
Grove.
And I would, actually Evergreen Road.
oh,
So I would take him home after
Used to be a
practice
dump
every
over
day. And when he got in the car with me that next day, he said, "You hate my guts now, don't you?" I said, "What?" He said,
Already.
"You hate my guts." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I didn't sign with Tech." I'm like, "Oh, no. I mean, we were still good buddies, but, when
40
it came,
years later, I did hate his guts.
Yeah, no.
That'd be a good guy to have on whenever we have the homecoming tailgate.
Well, Charles had a brain
dead?
aneurysm in 1980.
Oh, is he dead?
It was the year after you won the national championship. He used to have headaches in high school all the time. Had a brain aneurysm, and he's still living, but I think.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
You could have told me that 5 minutes ago.
All right, we got to move on to your next
really
team.
bad for a second there.
We took a dive into Jonesboro Hodge history right
And
there.
brain aneurysms.
That was enjoyable though.
And sorry about that. Didn't mean to take it down a rabbit hole. But my next hate, I guess, would have to be one of the teams we were just watching on here,
Dodgers.
and that's the Dodgers.
Yep.
Man, even when I was a kid, and I'm talking about late 70s, I love Reggie Jackson. Love Reggie Jackson when he played for the A's, and then when he went to the Yankees. Man, I was a Yankees and Reggie Jackson fan. Still an Astros fan, but in
Was
the
Reggie
late
like
70s,
hip hop culture, like, or was
No.
he pre that?
No, yeah, he was pre that. Because
Okay.
we were talking about 77, 78 when he
Okay.
went to the Yankees.
Strocktober.
And I remember these. I remember the series when he hit the 5 home runs in the World Series against against the Dodgers. But man, it was the Dodgers with Dusty Baker was on there, who's now the Astros manager. Dusty Baker, Ron Say, Ron Garvey, Steve Garvey. Sorry. Steve Yeager was the catcher, and had a bunch of pitchers. Don Sutton was one. He was an older one then. But yeah, when those guys played the Yankees, man, the Yankees with Bucky Dent, Craig Nettles, Billy Martin was the manager. Lou Piniella played first base for him. Mickey Rivers, man, there were some those teams. I really liked those teams. And when they would play the Dodgers, man, Dodgers would just get all over me. And then when I was an A's fan, the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson and his
When you were
home
an
run.
A's fan.
Well, that was when the Bash brothers were there.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Henderson and all that.
I was a bandwagon fan then. So anyway, there's the Dodgers. Now, slipping into my number 3 spot, I said I was a Yankees fan in the 70s. Man, I'm not a Yankees fan anymore.
Nope.
Something about those pretentious Yankees. I just
The captain.
Oh man.
God, I hate.
Well, and I didn't mind the Yankees in the early 2000s because they really weren't my competition. But now I just
because the Astros sucked.
The Astros were in NL.
Yeah.
That's also true. They still sucked.
Yeah, they were in NL.
They didn't suck back then.
05, they were
in the World
championship,
Series.
right?
Yeah, won the NL and played
Jeff
in the World
Bagwell,
Series.
Craig Biggio,
That's
the
right.
big
Oh, yeah.
unit.
Andy
Yeah.
Pettit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's when Clemens was there in 04 and 05.
So
anyway, Yankees, man.
There's one that
They
I'm
just do it
waiting
for
on
me
you
now.
to say.
Dallas Cowgirls.
Number
I'll be
up
shocked
to
if
number
you say
2. Anything Alabama.
Okay.
Dang
That's
right.
not what I was thinking.
Okay.
And it's got to be number 1.
Anything Crimson
Alabama.
Tide. I don't care if
Anything.
it's football, but specifically the 2011 version, I would say.
Yeah.
Because that was when.
LSU didn't show up for the championship.
Yeah,
game.
we forgot we were playing that extra week.
Yeah,
but
we're on Bourbon Street too long.
Speaking of that, Tommy Moffitt, the strength and conditioning coach for LSU that was there for like 30 years, Kelly actually let him go when he got hired. He was on a radio show the other day, and he talked about that 2011 LSU-Bama game, national championship game.
Could have been.
Well, he said that Miles freaking ran guys into the ground leading up to the national championship game. He said it was like training camp, but worse. He said it was full padded practices, like just beating each other a day. I mean, like just ridiculous what he did going into that game.
So how pumped were you, Bill, when Sean Changelosi catches that touchdown pass?
Holy cow!
Oh,
right?
That's a Tech game.
Oh,
And that was in Birmingham.
That's right.
But Tech beat Alabama twice at Birmingham.
Me and Ty hung out with Sean Changelosi at a Textures game after that.
Oh, really?
And we asked him about it. We were like little kids, you know. But we used to go down and sit on. They had like a little couch where they gave away fried chicken from KFC.
Oh yeah.
And like they were for VIPs, but we just go down there because like who's gonna kick an 8-year-old off a couch and with food and stuff?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we just go hang out. And we hung out with Changelosi and the 2 chicks he was with.
Yeah. Oh, that was
two
that
chicks,
was sweet.
Yes, it wasn't just one.
That was sweet. I mean, I still love to watch that play. Oh man, that was great. And I thought Dave Nitz was going to have a stroke on the radio when that happened.
And I know you hate ULM or NLU, but I mean the Tide did roll. You know, that was a billboard. You couldn't go through Monroe for 5 years without seeing that. You know, ULM reminding them that they.
Wait, did y'all see that graphic the other day? The teams that Saban's lost since he's been in Alabama, and then like Ohio State, LSU, Texas A&M, and then ULM's logo is right there in the middle of them.
I do love that.
So that'll. So really, and it's not just Alabama football. You know, I mean,
I hate the basketball too.
I hate them equally in
absolutely
in
any sport.
I hate their mascot. Crimson Tide. That's such a stupid name.
And their mascot is an
elephant.
What makes it? How did he become an elephant out of that?
What's a Crimson Tide?
It's
What, the blood of Jesus?
It's an algae.
Maybe it's just an Alabama thing, like War Eagle, Tigers. Nobody
They don't
knows for sure.
Freaking
They're
know.
stupid.
I mean, there's a red tide that's an algae that secretes a biotoxin.
I heard somebody say
well,
that.
that's
I heard
not-
somebody
You
say
think that's
that.
what they were going for?
I don't know.
I heard
mean, that's
somebody
what I
say the
think
other
of.
day, instead of an eagle at Auburn Stadium circling the stadium, this year it's going to be a buzzard.
Dang.
Alabama has Dumbo.
So who's number 1? That's good.
That was good. That's top notch.
All right,
Who's
so
number 1?
my number 1,
It's got to be the Cowgirls.
they have hurt me for years.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got to be them.
It is the San Francisco 49ers.
What I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I was-
As an
Let
old
me-
school Saints fan, I mean,
As an old school, we were in the NFC West.
mhm.
So, I mean, it was Joe Montana every freaking year.
Then it was Steve Young.
And then it was Steve Young. I mean,
Then it was Vernon Davis.
And I'm gonna mess up his name.
Colin
But-
Kaepernick and no, it was Alex Smith.
Alex Smith and Vernon Davis.
actually did it.
Renaro Turnbull, if I said his name
Turnbull,
right,
yeah.
took off Steve Young's head and gave him a concussion. He was out for the rest of the year. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember being a little kid and like jumping up and down because Steve Young got injured.
And it hurt my heart in the early '90s when a member of our Dome Patrol, Ricky Jackson, went over there and played with the 49ers.
I didn't know he finished with them.
Oh yeah. It just it hurt my soul. So, but yeah, there's so many times.
So you
growing
probably
up-
hated Deion Sanders extra between the Falcons and the
between the Falcons, the
Cowboys and the 49ers.
Cowboys and 49ers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just killed me.
I hated Prom until he was a.
It's so many games the
Absolutely.
Saints had won, and it didn't matter if it was on a Monday night. Holy cow, we were going to look so stupid. We were going to have a game won and then give it up.
And those are some good Saints teams in the early '90s.
Oh yeah. I mean, which our first playoff team, which was 87, 88. I mean, it was in that run. Because there was a strike shortened year. I think it was 87. The Saints actually were 12-3 that year.
Yeah.
But because I think the 49ers were 14 or 13-2, and we were 12-3. So, since we're in the same division, we couldn't. We were going to be a second seed. So I don't know. That was the 49ers continue to pile on, like I said, the 2011 season with Alex Smith, Vernon Davis.
Last year, though, the reason we didn't make the playoffs.
Vernon freaking Davis.
Man, they kill me.
And I still can't like him, though, after
oddly enough, which I may have hinted at this a little bit on the last episode when Coach Blank was here, I was a Niners fan.
Why was that?
I was a Niners fan in the late. Well, because at one point my favorite running back in the NFL, I think probably the best running back in the NFL.
Get the board, Clay.
He made his move from the Bills. And by the way, I've got some.
God, stop! No, he didn't.
I don't know where I'm going to put that.
Oh, that's so going up.
Down Shockey.
Forget Shockey's jersey. Oh my God.
And I was just saying to Peyton, I think Bill forgot.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is awesome. Look at OJ's jerseys in our pocket.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to tear Shockey down.
No, we don't want to tear Shockey. There we go. OJ definitely is going to have his.
We'll get it up.
God, we're going to have OJ on the pod at some point.
He's in
Shreveport today, too.
Shreveport.
He was as close as he'll probably ever be.
I know.
And that's for the good.
Yeah, we're definitely zooming that one in.
He's outside of
He might get here and
distance.
decide that that's his jersey and walk off with it. And
I forgot that.
Don't tell him no.
He does that with his.
Pekin jersey. I didn't see that one, Bill. Coming.
Oh, my God.
And he gets, bonus points for rocking it. And that's a nice jersey, too.
Nice jersey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that up, but I'm going to try.
We might need to take the tech flag down there and just hang it in the window right
Good
there.
stuff.
God, that was great. Freaking Bill.
That's good. I mean, we all knew where you were going with the 49ers, but we did not see the jersey coming.
Oh, I knew he actually hated the Niners.
When
I thought he forgot.
I did too. Me and Chase were talking. He forgot.
Yeah, they were whispering.
It felt like you were wrapping it up, and I was like,
I was.
Yeah, with the jersey.
So who did you expect to see on my list that you didn't see?
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss.
He's an older Tech fan.
Yeah, I definitely thought Southern Miss.
You're right. I was.
That's where I thought you were going to.
He was thinking back in.
Number 5 is who I thought it was going to be.
All his were back.
Yeah,
before that though.
I could have probably put Southern Miss instead of the Yankees.
Yeah, because I know you hate Southern Miss.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Kyle, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Jersey.
So number 5, I think we can all agree to this one. The Atlanta Falcons.
Absolutely.
I've hated them since I was a little kid. I went to my second Saints game I ever went to was around 92, 93. The Falcons were playing us in the Dome and we freaking lost. And at that point, and also I recall as a little chap, I mean I was young, I was in kindergarten or maybe first grade, and I remember there being some rowdy Falcon fans sitting up close to us because we were in the nosebleeds, and I was like, man, I just don't like those guys.
I've been to a lot of Saints games, and no matter what the records are between the Saints and Falcons, that game's the best game to go to. Yeah. You just feel it.
I mean, it's like kind of like when LSU plays Arkansas. You know it's going to be a fight. Even, no matter how crappy Arkansas is. Yeah. So, can't stand the Falcons. I'm going to miss Matt Ryan being back there to get sacked and stiff-armed, down the sideline. That's one of my
Jordan's
favorite
going to miss him too.
Falcon moments. Who is that? Tuttle? That
Shy Tuttle.
Shy Tuttle with the stiff arm of the century. One of my favorite plays of all time. But, yeah, I can't stand the Falcons. Actually, I wore a Braves hat on Bourbon Street one year when I was in nursing school. We went down there, and I almost got into a fight because a guy thought I might have been a Falcons fan. I was like, no, man. We just don't have baseball here.
Someone asked me today if my Braves hat was an Alabama hat.
Oh, God.
That's one of my least favorite things.
Almost as bad. Or, no, it's just as bad. All right, number 4 is going to be the Yankees. I just have never, since really my hate for the Yankees started in the 90s when the Braves were getting their butts kicked by them in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had just an embarrassment of riches in talent. And I realize that the pinstripes over the names on the back of the jersey is like a...
It's baseball to me, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but something I just don't like about that.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't like that they don't have the names, and it's just when you come to the Yankees, it's just the pinstripe.
Okay.
And given I probably would like that if I was a Yankees fan, but obviously I'm not.
Yeah.
So I just
it feels good to see them not win one for a long time. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah, and
They rely too much on their tradition and crap. It gets annoying.
I would like to have some revenge, honestly. About the only time I was a Yankees.
Well, neither team's making it. So.
About the only time I ever pulled for the Yankees or the Mets was, post 9/11. Other than that, yeah, can't stand them. and another thing, here's a pet peeve. Why are you in the South and you got a freaking Yankees hat or
I don't get
a
that.
Yankee sticker on your car? I get it. We don't have baseball here. Don't pick the freaking Yankees. You know?
Yeah, pick the Red Sox.
Yeah, pick
We're way too deep in the South. Number 3, and this is an easy one for me, but it's the Dallas Cowgirls. Going back to the 90s, I can recall being a little kid sitting in front of the TV and watching, and Michael Irvin called a pass, and my dad was like, "He's a cokehead," and I was like, I remember all the don't do drug campaigns, and I'm like, this guy's in the NFL doing drugs. Yes, this was the 90s. Yep, that dude's a cokehead. So it was easy to dislike him just because they had so much success. My brother, on the other hand, his room was done up in Cowboys stuff. Like he's got Dallas Cowboys and Ryan.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he was a big Cowboy. He was a bandwagon jumper, even though he was a kid when he did it, so
It's okay.
excusable. My family, I do have family in Dallas Fort Worth area, and that probably played into it as well because my Aunt Margie would talk smack to us every time the Cowboys beat the Saints. So, have always disliked them. Still don't like them. I didn't like Tony Romo's stupid backwards hat. I enjoyed his fumble.
I hated looking at that starter logo.
Yeah, that's what
Who
I
the
had.
heck? Who the heck freaking wears starter?
I don't really hate their team right now. I don't know. I guess Dak.
Because they're not America's. They're not America's team anymore.
Yeah.
Here's something.
Because I'm so sick of every year.
Zeke is easy to hate though with his belly out.
I don't really hate an NFL team.
I'm the same way.
And I guess it's because I didn't really grow up during the rivalry of the Saints and Falcons.
I got two NFL teams on mine.
Yeah, it was just before my time, I guess. And fantasy
I don't have an
football,
NFL team on my list.
I don't care what team they're on. It's weird. I don't get it.
Fantasy football do that till you make yourself.
I'm also not as passionate about the Saints as y'all are. I'm by far more passionate about my other sports teams, but yeah, it's just strange.
Cowgirls, they're easy to hate.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Andre. I know you listen to the pod. Appreciate you, brother. Number 2 is Alabama.
We can have him on. We'll debate.
We can, man. And I don't know how much I would debate him in person. He's a pretty big dude. I played ball with him. But number 2 is Alabama Crimson Tide. Obviously,
absolutely.
Nothing worse.
That's travel by LeBron right there.
Nothing worse than hearing a Louisiana guy say "Roll Tide."
Yes.
Even though Blank did it to us the other night.
Roll Tide.
My gosh, I mean, they now Alabama has a commercial for their online education. That's like, hey, you've been basically the gist of the commercial is you've been rooting for this team all these years. Come get your degree there. Yeah. The problem is the people that root for them in general, don't have a high enough ACT score.
Well, and listen,
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing here?
I'm just kidding.
Get canceled.
Well, and all these Alabama fans weren't fans when they sucked before Saban got there.
Exactly.
And hey, and when Saban leaves,
but
I'm not saying they're going to suck
they'll tell
again,
you they were
but
Bear
they're going to be
Bryant
irrelevant.
fans. And you do run across the occasional older, Bear Bryant guy. But, yeah, most of them are just mouth breathers.
And my favorite Bama player is Forrest Gump. So.
I'm sorry. I do know some people who love Alabama that, aren't mouth breathers. And but for the most part, I can't stand them. So, Tiger bait, go Tigers, forget Alabama. And number one is interesting because they got a replay of Game 7 of the NBA Finals. What year was this, Clay? 2016?
Yeah, June 19th, 2016.
Okay,
Father's
but
Day.
number one is any LeBron team. I hate that guy that much. I didn't think I did, but then I started working on this list, and every time I was trying to think of a villain, LeBron just came to mind, and it started. It started a long time ago too. Initially, when there was all the hype around. Now you're wrong. He's lived up to the hype. I'm not here.
The hype.
Yes, I'm not here to talk about the man's game. I'm here to talk about the fact that I don't like him. But the King James nickname from Jump rubbed me wrong. The biblical reference. I was like, okay.
I've never even thought about
like,
that.
why is a high school kid going by the name of King? I don't like that.
It's kind of bothered me too.
Yeah.
Thinking back when
I've never thought of it that angle.
I've never thought of it.
That
I don't
rubbed
think
me
it's ever
wrong.
been. I don't think it's what's geared towards.
Was he called
but
that
that's-
in high school?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was.
I thought
it,
I thought he was more like the chosen one or something.
It's both. He's been.
Yeah,
King James
and-
I thought
since
King
day
James
one.
was more like towards the Heat era.
No, King James was. I think that there's ESPN magazine had King James on it.
Really?
And then the chosen one too rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, he was, and he is.
Yeah, he was.
Basketball. But,
He's
well,
the best person to
MJ.
play since the 90s. So.
Yeah, okay. And then so there was that, and then he came into the league, and I really enjoyed watching him. I enjoyed his game. I felt like he was really good for Cleveland. And then when he left, and the way that he did it, now granted, that's what kids do nowadays.
The decision.
Yes.
Not one,
Oh,
not two, not three,
my.
not four.
I
God.
think that
Not
that
five.
pep rally thing they had was worse than
Not
the decision,
six.
though.
Yeah,
Not
the
seven.
I think
whole
that was hands
the
down
whole
worse.
the whole event was horrible.
I watched the decision in a Hooters in Panama City.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How old were you, man?
Like 8.
Yeah. It was. It was.
Oh, no, wait, no, it would have been. He left in what, 11? Or 10? So I'd have been 10 or 11.
It itself was awful, and then then you had the Dallas finals where Dirk beat them, but they were just. I guess I can say this word on it. Douchebags the whole time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they just like, oh, we expect to walk in here and win this series, and they really should have. But I don't know. And then you have them and Golden State going at it, and I realize that he does want to play with the Warriors at some point. He says he wants to play with Steph.
LeBron ain't going to play with the Warriors.
Well, if he did, I might consider moving LeBron's team off of this list.
No, what's going to be awesome to me is he's going to play with Bronny.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
It
absolutely
ain't gonna
love
be
that.
in the NBA.
Yeah,
I think he will.
Bronny's not that good.
He's gotten a lot better this summer.
He's not that good. It'll be in the G League.
They'll
If
make
it's
it
if it's in
happen,
the NBA, it's because of his name.
and that's fine. They'll make it happen. Have y'all seen that the other boy, Bryce?
Yeah.
It's like 6'7" now.
Yeah.
He's got the height. He plays with goggles like he's Kareem. It's pretty cool.
So LeBron's nickname originated his freshman year of high school for King James.
Yeah.
Really?
They said that one of his childhood friends, he said he didn't really know who King James was, but he said people were just running around after the state championship calling King James.
No, he didn't
Yeah.
come up with that name
Yeah,
and everything
yeah.
by himself. But just as a fan, it just rubbed me the wrong way. And then, too, like his basketball IQ is genius level, but his IQ and as far as other topics are concerned, which we won't go into those topics because this is not what kind of podcast we're on. But he speaks on a lot of things that he probably should leave alone. And because of that, he doesn't follow the Jordan motto, which is Republicans buy shoes too. And if he did, he would be a lot more likable. But he kind of polarizes people for no reason because he doesn't have to. He's one of the greatest NBA players of all time. All he has to do is, play ball and be kind, which he is kind. He does a lot of great things for charity. He's a good family man, but at the same time, he takes stabs that he doesn't need to.
The only time I fully dislike LeBron is when my team's playing against him, honestly.
Well, that's the full on. Yeah, that's when it fully.
Yeah.
Off court, I don't honestly mind him.
And Clay's also not being into politics. That's part of that.
I could. Yeah.
Well,
Clay hates
I
politics,
separate
and I do too.
people.
You
badmouth
have
me.
to. You have to.
Yeah, people badmouth me about LeBron. It's like I don't give it one. You know what? Which is off the court. I want in the lines, between the lines, what a player does, and that's all I care about.
You have to.
And I wonder if it would have been ramped up as much as it is now if that one chick wouldn't have said, like, shut up and dribble. Like, I don't blame him for, like, kind of going overboard after that happened because he had to make a point.
He just named
you can't say something like that,
No, I mean,
man.
it still would have
You
been.
know, that was horrible.
There's a whole bunch of hot takes he's had that, like, I mean, most recently he was like, maybe you ought to just stay in Russia talking to a homegirl that's arrested because they don't really care, you know. Obviously, they're not too worried about you here. I mean, stuff like that, that's like, bro, you didn't even have to say it, man. Just,
my LeBron hate has went down as the years go, honestly. In 2013, 14, 15, 16, I
part of that is
because
you don't see him as much of a threat anymore. And
I don't know.
I have found that over the years. Like guys like Deion Sanders hated him when he was in the league. Now I like him. Shaq, I know Shaq's an LSU guy, but he played for the Lakers. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I didn't like Shaq back in the day. I mean, you know, they beat the Bulls out. You know, that year that Michael came back and was kind of a shell of himself.
Yeah.
Didn't have his basketball legs. They beat him. And
oddly
enough, I liked Penny though. But
I rooted for the Heat when they played in the bubble, but I don't know. It just wasn't enough that. I don't know. He doesn't just make me want to hurt myself. I don't know. There's sports teams that and players that whenever we lose to them or whenever I just feel myself like burning, and LeBron doesn't do that to me anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Now watching this rerun right now, it's not helping. But
yeah. So yeah, I'm a full on LeBron hater. Even though he was on my all-time Snake League team, I had to pick him.
Well, he's undeniably top 2 all time.
You can't argue that.
If you say he's not top 2, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
I get Kobe's like a big, like, he's got like a cult following type deal, but like
Kobe's not in top 5.
Kobe wasn't better than LeBron, so
Kobe's not top 5. Oh, we don't need to go.
We don't need to go down that.
All right, who's up next?
What number? That was your number 1?
Yeah, LeBron team.
I'll piggyback off of you. Number 5 for me is whatever team LeBron is on as well. I did not think anybody else was going to do that. But yeah, that's my number 5.
Look at my list. I had it right here.
Dude, I typed this up earlier. But yes, for mainly the same reasons, kind of, except for all the off-court stuff. I don't care about that. But I mean, I don't like the dude, but I respect his game. I really do.
I think the off-court stuff just makes it easier to dislike him.
I enjoyed those Miami days. To me, if they were on, I was going to watch it. I mean, it was fun to watch, and I love how they brought some of the Ray Allens and Shane Battier's with that team. I mean, I just enjoy watching those teams, basketball-wise, for sure.
Yeah, but I ain't really got much else to say on that because we beat that dead horse. Number 4, North Carolina. Mainly because I'm a big Duke fan. I freaking hate North Carolina. Nothing gets me nauseated like seeing that Tar Heel Blue win. And oh my God,
you're lucky
sucks, man.
You weren't a few years older because back in the day, the North Carolina hats were all the rage.
Oh, Chase had them. Yeah,
exactly.
He had them.
I've got one in my room.
I was young. We had that.
We bought hats to match our outfits.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was big on that hat. But man, I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I always have and always will.
This year probably didn't help, huh?
It didn't help at all after what all they did to Coach K. Yes,
what they do?
And we're not going to talk
Send
about
him into
it.
retirement.
Did he win his last game at home?
He did not, Clay.
Did he win his last game in the Final Four?
Neither did North Carolina.
No. Let's talk about the Braves some more.
That's like the only team me and him actually root for together.
It really is. But yeah, not a big North Carolina guy because I've always loved Duke, so that's a big part of it. I will say there's no better rivalry in sports than Duke North Carolina basketball.
Yeah.
And people say Auburn, Alabama football.
Screw that. It's Duke.
The
North
world
Carolina,
shuts down for
Duke North Carolina, Red Sox, Yankees. That's only 2 to me.
Michigan, Ohio State. No.
Screw that.
It doesn't matter how good or how bad one of the teams are. It's always going to be a great game every single season.
Yeah.
So that's big for me. Number 3, Alabama. I think if you live in Louisiana, you're supposed to hate Alabama now, especially after Saban's there now. I think you're supposed to do it. So I hate Bama just as much as everybody else does. I get nervous yet again when that game comes around, because I'm like, man, if we lose this, we blow this, it's going to be a rough night for me. Like, same thing with Duke. If Duke loses North Carolina, I can't watch ESPN for a couple of days. If LSU loses to Alabama, did I say Alabama or did I say North Carolina for Duke? I said it right, good. If LSU loses,
LSU loses to Alabama.
yeah, when LSU loses to Alabama, it won't bother me that much this year. But like when LSU is actually good, like that Fournette year we've been talking about before,
that team should be in the national championship.
I can't watch ESPN because that's all it's going to be, but rightfully so. But I can't watch it because it bothers me that much. And oh my God, I hate it so much. Number 2, this started about 4 years ago. I hate the Dodgers. I hate them so freaking much. They're the Yankees to me now. They're the modern-day Yankees. They think they can buy talent and win championships. They've bought talent at time and time again, and they've won one. Yeah, they've been there, but they have won one. And they've won the same amount the Braves have in the past decade.
And there's an asterisk beside theirs, too, right? Because that was the COVID.
Yeah, they won the Mickey Mouse
season.
championship. Yeah. It wasn't even a real 162-game season. So, screw the Dodgers. I hate them beyond compare. Screw y'all for taking Freddie from me.
But you
it
gotta
is
love
what
for
it
Mookie,
is.
though.
I do like Mookie. I do love Freddie Freeman. I hate everybody else that puts on the Dodger blue. And then number 1, I hate the Mets. I hate the Mets more than any team in the world. I hate the pinstripes. They want to be the Yankees. Steve Cohen's a bum. I can't stand him. All he wants to do is buy the wins. He's a freaking idiot. I hate seeing his tweets pop up on my Twitter. I hate seeing KFC's tweets from Barstool pop up on my Twitter. Oh my God, I hate the Mets. Huh? We did meet KFC,
And
which was awesome.
This series was.
The series don't help. But
So
oh
no
my
Phillies.
God, I've always hated him. I hate him when David Wright was playing for him, Luis Castillo, freaking Jose Reyes, Carlos Delgado,
David
Johan
Cone.
Santana,
Bobby Bonilla.
Before my time,
Carlos Beltran.
Carlos Beltran playing in center. I can go on and on for days. I hate them so much. Oh, and I hate the black uniforms, man.
So no Phillies.
I don't fear the Phillies, so I can't put them on my
So you
list.
fear the Mets. So do I.
I would say
Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza, which, I respect his game, and no, he didn't do steroids. I still hate
Do
him.
you not like 9/11?
What?
I mean, do you like 9/11?
What a question.
What? What?
Do you not like the Mets post 9/11?
I liked him
You
for that
just
one.
said you don't
that
like
one
Piazza.
game.
I mean,
What about
Screw Piazza.
What about Bill Buckner?
Yeah,
y'all
it's
talking
my
about me?
favorite
What was
American
that- what
sports
was that I said
moment.
earlier about,
The Piazza home run is my favorite American sports. One of my favorite American sports moments. But after that, screw him.
So you're really mad at Bill Buckner for letting that ball go between his legs in the '86 World Series?
Yeah, it was
Because the Mets
9 years
won
before I was
then.
born. But yeah, it's the last World Series they've won, and people just worship them right now. Rightfully so. They're really good, but they haven't freaking done it in October in decades.
well, I mean, they made it to the World Series in like 2015.
And they didn't win it. They blew it to the freaking Royals, who had one of the weirdest seasons that year. I mean, they won that one year, then they fell off the face of the earth. Just
I mean,
about.
they made it either the year before or the year after too.
It's when they lost the Giants.
The year before.
So they had like a
2014.
2-year deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were nothing. They were the start of the whole bullpen craze. Remember that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, New York Mets, if their stadium burned down tomorrow, I would not shed a tear. I hate them so freaking much.
All right, I'll go.
Hey, but real quick, they totally ripped off the Yankees. Why do they got to take the pinstripes? What are you doing here? Like, how badly do you fear the Yankees? How badly do you want to be the Yankees? Their logo even looks similar. It's stupid. And what it stands for to be the Metropolitans, that's dumb. It's a dumb name. They're stupid. They're never going to win a World Series again. There you go.
Probably
Somebody
this
go.
year.
Clay, shut up.
It's like the Cleveland should have changed their names to the Cleveland suburbs. Makes
Instead of the
sense
I
as
words.
the Met as the Metropolitans.
Yeah.
You know,
Are we doing honorable mentions right now? Because I got like
No,
a
we'll
dozen.
do it after. We'll do it after. I'll rattle off mine. Mine are. It's an odd list.
Hold on just a second. Have y'all ever seen the Family Guy skit where Peter does the Grind My Gears episode on the local news? That's what he reminds me of today because he is spicy.
We just lost 4 and 5.
You know, it's been a rough couple of days for me, man.
He's having a mincy moment.
And Clay hasn't been helping me at all with this because he's so freaking negative.
Our starting
about
pitching
the
hasn't
team.
been helping me.
Because they're done. Chance, it's over.
They're not
the season's done.
They're not done.
Ye of little faith. Okay.
My top 5 is, I would say it's recency bias.
No.
No, not
you. No. No.
Because I don't have Alabama on here.
What?
That's
what an
How's that not recency bias?
I don't care about your list now. You don't have Alabama on there. What's the point?
Because I guess
Do you not remember the jubilation we shared in that I almost said bedroom, in that living room whenever we finally beat Bama in 2019?
That was
or 2018, I guess that technically
time.
was. Do you remember that day? I broke my thumb almost slapping the counter downstairs. That was one of the best days of my life until that point.
No, I don't remember much about that day, honestly.
What? What are we doing here? I've watched the highlights of that game 1,000 times.
I watched it.
I'm gonna have to give Chance a clonidine.
I watched the whole game a couple nights ago.
Precious me.
Pulled it up on YouTube and watched it again a couple nights ago.
I don't know. I guess they're just so good that it's just like, what am I going to do about it? Like, it's just a known that they're going to be that great.
Daddy's gonna do something about it.
Don't you like how Saban loses to the first time ever to one of his assistant coaches, 2 of them in 1 year, and all of a sudden it was a rebuild year last year?
Oh yeah,
that was petty.
Man.
That was petty.
And I think it's also
You were in the championship game, but it was a rebuild
year. Yeah.
College football is just it's. I just hate the process of it.
I will say that
It's
Clay's not as big on college football as the rest of us are
because it's one loss and you're done. I hate that.
I agree with him on that. I hate that. I hate that so freaking much. And it's not like basketball, like college basketball. You can lose 5 or 6 and you're going to make the tournament. If LSU loses to Florida State opening weekend, their shot to make the
LSU lost to UCLA last year. We knew the season was over.
They could have lost that UCLA game and won the SEC where they're at.
Yeah, but we weren't beating Bama.
But
if you lose 2, you're done.
What I'm saying, you could. We won a national championship with 2.
So much, man.
We won a national championship game with 2 losses in 1 year.
I mean, imagine that. Imagine that in any other sport where there's that little room for error. I just don't like.
You know why though? It's because it's so top heavy.
I want more teams in the playoff.
Well, no, it's coming. I mean, don't worry, it's coming.
Yeah,
it just adds more excitement.
I don't want that.
Hold on, though. Have you been to an LSU home game yet, though?
No.
Okay, that's what he's missing.
Okay,
that's what he's missing.
You don't get
that's what he's
to see
missing.
the same 4 or 5 teams every year.
You're going to see that if you go to 20 games.
Yeah,
20
but at least we
games.
see other teams.
It's going to be the same 4
There's
in the
a chance
final.
for an upset.
It doesn't matter if you go 30.
What does the NBA Finals look like over the last 10 years?
Exactly.
I mean, it's been different teams.
It's been
Golden State.
LeBron's team
and LeBron's
Golden State Warriors.
Was this not? Was it what?
A few years.
We had 4 in a row.
After that, the Warriors ain't been in it.
Yeah, but LeBron's been
when
every
was that, 3
year
years ago?
pretty much.
What? I mean,
LeBron's
LeBron
only
had
been in
8.
one
He had
the past
8.
5
He had
years.
LeBron had 8 straight.
Yeah,
and then he had
9
one.
straight.
It was 8 straight. It was 8.
Clay's gonna be right, dude. You don't have to get. He knows that.
It was 4. It was 4 in Cleveland, 4 in Miami.
He knows that. John.
And then we played Toronto. It was 8.
Yeah, I was trying to Kawhi.
Yeah,
I forgot about the Kawhi year.
I don't know how he does it, dude.
But I don't know. There's just something about college football. It's so. There's just the drama.
Game.
The drama goes away
Go to
so
LSU
quick.
game. It's the best.
We're gonna have to take him this year.
Well, I'll buy a ticket to week 10 and we'll be done by then. So it's just
the atmosphere will still be good.
I don't care.
I promise.
But it doesn't matter. You're there for a game to go to the Outback Bowl. That don't excite me. At least with the Warriors, if we lose against a team and I'm pissed off, I can see them in the playoffs.
But see, I look at LSU like I follow all the recruiting, so I'm thinking, let me see these kids play these last 4 games because I'm already thinking about next year. Like I think about
but then you lose that one game and then it's next year.
Game, I was already thinking about next year's team. National championship day, I was like, all right, so we're gonna get this guy back. You're always.
I think if you get more teams an opportunity to compete for the championship,
it ain't gonna be.
But then you'd get actually excited for games at the end of the year.
Yeah, you're right.
Teams would make it the playoffs with 3 or 4 losses.
Expand it to 10 games. Yeah, that's fine. You could have 2 or 3 losses, but you're gonna have to do that now because of the Super Leagues.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's about to get where you're gonna lose two couple of games because of that. But in the end, You can have your Final Four after 16. It's still going to be the same thing.
It's going to be the same teams, but at least you're in that bowl. That you're
Football-
in that playoffs that matter.
Why couldn't it be
Football's
like
not going to be
the
able to no
NFL?
upsets. It's not basketball.
No, it don't matter.
Why
But
couldn't it be like the NFL?
I would
though?
much rather.
It's getting that way. That's
like
where they're
you
going.
can lose 4 games and still make
That's
the
where they're
playoffs.
I
going.
would much rather my 9-3 LSU team be a 16 seed in a playoff, losing to number 1, than being in the Outback Bowl playing Iowa. Because at least I'm playing for a playoff that
Yes,
I'm like I can.
I agree with
can
that.
win
I
it.
don't care about no bowl games hardly.
No.
Not
unless,
anymore.
No.
Unless we're there
It
for the
doesn't.
championship.
The only thing, if you're not in the Final Four, it doesn't matter. That's why I don't really care that much about Tech football because they have no shot.
That's
Completely
why.
I mean, I'll
Kelton,
watch.
that's
I'll
why
watch
I asked Kelton in our interview.
Yeah.
Is like why if you had the group of 5 because they'd have something to play for because they're not playing for nothing.
And that's what sucks about college football.
Yeah. Well, it's because you got so many teams too. You got 100 and something teams you're dividing up. In the NBA or NFL, you got 30.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's why you need to expand.
But that's why you're getting to the super conferences because that's what it's about to be. It's about to be an NFL. I mean, you're about to have the Big Ten, the SEC battling it out.
Yeah. So I don't have Alabama. Yeah, I don't like them.
Has he listed any of his teams yet?
I've not. No, I
Okay.
don't. I don't have them. I don't have
told
Duke.
you
I just thought about
Peyton
it.
was about to get fired up.
My number 5 is the New York Yankees. I was a Red Sox fan starting in like 04, and so I pretty much
3.
Huh?
You were 3?
Yeah.
Dude, we watched sports young in my family.
I didn't watch kids movies. I didn't watch Disney movies till COVID. So because I watched sports.
I didn't watch cartoons growing up.
Yeah. I became a Red Sox fan at Bill's house
And it's
at Creek's
crazy.
Edge.
It's like Chase wasn't even a big
Really?
sports
Yeah.
guy. I just did it on my own.
The game was on. We were over at your house one day. The Red Sox were winning. Manny Ramirez hit a home run. I'm like, I'm gonna be a Red Sox fan.
Oh wow.
Or a pirate because
That's how easy of a fandom he has. He just jumps around. What did they do that year? They won the World Series.
I don't remember.
That's why he
I
does
remember
not
07.
understand the grind.
I don't remember.
what it
I don't
takes.
remember the
He
World
does not.
Series when I
He
was
does not.
4.
He doesn't get
I'm
it.
sorry.
He doesn't get
He was
it.
in preschool. He's trying to learn his AP.
Yeah.
He's trying to learn.
He ain't worried about batting average.
Now I remember the 07
He
World
goes to
Series
pre-K.
and
Manny
13.
being Manny.
But yeah, the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. I think people have seen that on this pod when I just continue to say that they're not good this year. Number 4. This is definitely a thing of recency bias, but they could probably be higher. It's the Phoenix Suns. It's probably because of Devin Booker.
He hates the Phoenix Suns. I'll give him that.
Yeah, just because 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been a little bit longer than that.
CP3.
You were not.
I mean, he does not help.
Were you
Devin
not
Booker.
a Nash, Stoudemire, Sean Marion fan?
No. I
He
mean,
probably wasn't.
I was
How
a-
did you
I
not?
was a-
How did you not like that?
He wasn't
team?
watching
I was a
basketball at that
Celtics
time.
fan back then, and like
Yeah, but
08.
there was no.
He had again. They won
There's
the
2 different
championship.
conferences though.
Steve Nash, Charles Barkley.
How did?
I mean, I was
Clay's
like 5.
teams have won a lot of championships.
Oh,
against
you're
time.
right. You are right
I can
there.
count about
Yeah, he
3 or 4.
He
for
jumps
myself.
on him, boy. I'll give you that.
Well, I'm
You're
sorry when I'm 5 years old. I'm like, oh, this team's winning.
Right. I'm just trying to get where the Suns hates at.
Yeah, who did they hurt for you?
Too little.
Devin Booker, Chris Paul, everything
Chris
about
Paul's
their-
been a Sun for 2 years.
Yeah, and I really hate them right now. I really hate them.
But did they beat your team?
He doesn't have
Not in
the
a
deep
big
hatred.
series
Like, I
because
have-
Chris Paul
I have
chokes.
roots in my body for why I hate the freaking Mets, man. I really
Right.
do.
I mean, like,
And I will say the Dodgers are more of a recency thing for me, but my hatred for them is right up there with the Mets.
So how are the Suns up for you?
Number 4.
Oh, okay.
4.
Just number 4.
Yeah.
man, yeah, but still, I mean, I
Number
think NBA. I don't think Suns.
So you enjoyed
Man,
Luka.
Pacific Division, we play them 4 times a
You
year.
enjoyed Luka
for the-
coming back
for the
and beating
Warriors. Huh?
You enjoyed Luka coming back.
Oh yeah, I
and
mean, I
beating
root for Luka when he's not playing the Warriors. When he's playing the Warriors, I'm at least start playing the league. So. Number 3, the New York Mets. This weekend did not help that at all.
Nope. Season's over.
These teams, I'm pretty much just listing
Kyle
off
Busch is like
in the
neck
feeling
in
of.
Michigan.
I'm mostly thinking the last like 5 years, where I'm watching a game
And then the
my,
motions.
My team plays them, and whenever we lose, it just hurts my soul.
Yeah.
And I
feel that.
It ruins my night. And these are the teams that have done it. Number 2, the Memphis Grizzlies. And this one's been a little bit longer than John Morant. It goes back to the Tony Allen, Mike Conley, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, and that was the first Warriors playoff run in 2015. We were down 2-1 to them in the semis, and then I started hating them around then. There's not a lot about them to like. Their play style, Dylan Brooks now pisses me off. Hurt Gary Payton on purpose. A lot about the Grizzlies I do not like, and that's one. Whenever we lost that game by 50 points, I sat in my bed and was just distraught.
He gave some years.
Number one, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yes,
they pay to win, but they don't win. I don't know. There's just something about the Dodgers.
So could I argue Major League's regular season kind of pointless too a lot of times, kind of like college football? You think?
Major League what?
Regular season.
What sport?
Major League Baseball.
Absolutely not. There's 6 teams that make it.
Yeah, but you could.
And it has been 5.
You could also lose for like a month, and it wouldn't really matter because if you get hot, you're right back in it.
I mean, it used to be 5 teams out of 15 in a conference.
You could be under 500 for 3/4 of the season.
It doesn't matter. It's the most worthless. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to follow baseball until starting up next month, and you'll know everything's going on and not miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could argue with that.
So if I'm a Braves fan and I catch up at the end of this month and I'm like, oh, I didn't watch that 14-game win streak that changed the season.
You lost your fan club on the Braves because you said the season's over with already.
I'd never have said that.
You said we're done.
We're done, and we're not winning the division.
We're done. We're not winning the World Series. You've said those things numerous times throughout the past.
Dude, you done pissed off this whole end of the table.
Clay is public enemy number 1 right now. Bill, can we get off ESPN? I don't want to look at DeGrom.
Yeah, but
I don't want to look at that, man. Yeah, put the Little League World Series crap.
There's teams like there's some that I probably could have put on their Duke, but they don't win enough for me to really hate.
Oh my gosh! Shut up.
They don't win enough. Oh my God!
Bama,
I like Duke, but they win plenty.
Not in the championships. Bama, you know what they're going to do. There's nothing I can do to stop them. So why even hate them? And plus, college football kind of sucks. So I guess LeBron I could have included, or the Lakers, but I don't know. LeBron doesn't drive me as much as them. I would put the Houston Rockets before I put the Lakers.
Rockets?
Yeah.
They just had because of James Harden and Chris Paul, dude.
Yeah, that whole era. Their fans on Twitter
I hate
suck.
the step back.
Speaking of fans on Twitter, there are no worse fans on Twitter than New York Mets fans. 0 worse fans than them.
Well, they're New Yorkers.
God,
man.
They're horrible, man.
I was going to say, man,
they are
Yankee
running
fans.
victory laps.
Yankee fans are pretty bad, too.
They're running victory laps right now. They think they just
Aaron
won the World
Judge
Series.
had to go out there and tell his fans to chill out. What were they doing? Throwing stuff at?
Oh yeah, they were throwing.
I don't know, but Mets fans were heckling Acuna and Rosario, and all they did was hold up their hand and point to their ring finger. Freaking love that.
All right, Peyton.
Not gonna get one this year, though, are they?
All right. Number 5, and it's probably
Clay's list.
Sorry.
So much hate in this.
Y'all don't. You can ask Chance. There's some. Y'all don't know the emotions I go through with some of these teams I've listed off.
Clay is very emotional when it comes to Warriors basketball. So
I
was shocked there was not 4 NBA teams on there. I really.
Yeah, but he named 2 NBA teams that were relevant for a year and a half, too. They
The
haven't been
emotions
that
they put
good.
that
That's where
kid
his
through, though,
visceral
man.
memories come
The
from.
Suns have. The Warriors have been playing them for 10 years.
But I noticed something though. I noticed a trend there. It's wherever Chris Paul goes. He hates Houston and he hates Phoenix.
I'll give him.
I hate
Houston wasn't relevant after Chris Paul was
But
there.
I still hate Houston right now.
Why?
Because it's something about that team and that fan base, and every time we play them, there's just something about them. It just sticks with them. Same with Phoenix. I've been hating them before Devin Booker got there, and he does nothing to help that.
I hate Phoenix's jerseys.
And then Memphis. I mean, I hated them since they were good in 2015. Really hate them now with Ja and everything. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Hurting our chances of getting.
There goes Kenny Lofton. That's right.
The second that happened, I said, "Could you have signed with any other team?"
He did.
My number 5, it's probably more because I went to school at SAU, so I just got Arkansas is number 5.
Okay.
Because
you're Henderson State or something?
No, OBU or something. No.
Kennesaw.
Arkadelphia.
Man, Arkansas fans living up there, like, bless their hearts. And I ask them every time I ask them, guys, when have y'all won anything in any relevancy in the last, I don't know, 30 years? Like, I mean, you've never won a national championship in football since I've been alive. You're
basketball in 91, I think.
Was right there in the early 90s.
The basketball program's good now.
The basketball program's good now. Yeah, but yet again, they can't even win their own conference.
Warriors legend.
Football teams never won the SEC ever. So but yet every year they're like, oh, we're the big bad.
And they've never won the division. I mean, they never won the.
That's right.
Western.
They never been to the SEC championship game. That's correct. But every year, never.
Really? Ever. I mean, it's only gone on for 12.
No, it's been a while because they had it in they had it in 2000.
Football with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had it in 2001 because I was in the Superdome for the LHSA state playoffs, and so that night
we were playing Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right. So that year I watched Booty dice up the West Monroe defense as a sophomore. Then I went to Bourbon Street, and LSU people were bananas because they beat Tennessee. Yeah. I shouldn't have been on Bourbon Street at that age at that given time.
But I was in the Superdome watching they kept putting the score up on the.
Yeah, you watched that same game?
I was there.
Yeah.
I was in the Superdome.
I probably saw you on Bourbon Street, but you don't remember.
No, I didn't look at many 8-year-olds on the.
I was 13. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Arkansas.
I was 14.
And they've had a good baseball program, but yet never win anything. So I just can't stand that fan base. They're pretty. I mean, they're proud of their school and whatnot, but win something before you start talking.
Have they been relevant in baseball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were number 1 last year.
Yeah, they have been really.
When they came to Tech.
Yeah, when they came to Tech, Kate Gibson shut them down.
They've been relevant for a while, and they might have some of the nicest facilities actually in the country, baseball facilities. Number 4 is the Lakers. They're easy to hate, and I was never a Kobe guy ever growing up.
It's because you were a Spurs fan, right?
I was a Spurs fan. That's right. But I look back now and was like, why didn't I like Kobe? Because I love his game. It
was the heat of the moment.
It was, and Shaq. I was always a Shaq fan.
Well, I was gonna say I love Shaq till he went to the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. And then he went to the Lakers, and it's like, golly. And then we bounced around all the other teams. I was fans of them, but I've never been a Lakers fan. They've always kind of had that Yankees feel of the NBA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so they've just always been the one NBA team I couldn't stand.
I hated it.
Showtime.
Showtime. Yes. Yeah, Phil Jackson was there, and I grew up on those Kobe Shaq days, and like I said, I was a Spurs fan, so I was always going against them for sure. The Dirty Birds are number 3, the Falcons. I hate them. That Super Bowl, and I wasn't a Patriots Brady fan, but when they blew that 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl,
it was enjoyable.
I was rooting for the Falcons.
That was so enjoyable.
I couldn't make up my mind.
I was rooting for the Falcons by a lot.
Oh crap! No, heck no.
Couldn't bring myself to do it.
No way. Absolutely not.
What have the Falcons ever done to make me want to dislike them? Besides, I guess just playing the Saints for so long.
Yeah, they've
never done nothing to the Saints.
They've been a division rivalry for years.
But how much of a rivalry is it when they aren't that good?
Well, but
they used to be
back in the day.
Are you going to have the Panthers on the list?
I mean, do you remember the Mike Vick days?
You know.
I
get where he's coming from on that. I agree with him because
not for me, but for the past 15 years they've been good, but they're never a team I'm like, oh, I really hate them.
But that's a recent thing.
But you don't remember the name Jesse Tuggle?
So that's how I am too. Though.
He was a linebacker for the Falcons, and he always did something good when they played.
But it don't matter what
Jamal Adams doing the freaking Dirty Bird.
It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. That game's always a tough game to win. It has been forever. Even now, even the Falcons have been relevant in the last 3 or 4 years. That game's been tough to beat. Just like LSU Arkansas, just like LSU Alabama. it's always going to be a tough battle, no matter how good or bad the teams are.
In the years when Bobby Hebert and Morton Anderson both went to the Falcons, oh, that was
horrible.
That was hurtful.
Morton Anderson going hurt my feelings more than anything. I love Morton Anderson.
Yeah.
Did he have half a foot?
No, that was Dempsey.
Oh, okay, same thing.
Number 2,
the 60s.
freaking Alabama. Just can't stand them. Hate them.
No, Alabama's 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
number one?
I can't stand. Number 1's them freaking Cowgirls. I think a lot of it has to do with Jerry. I think I can't stand Jerry Jones. I can't.
Well, you want to know something else? Stacey Johnson, big Cowboys fan, hates Jerry Jones as well.
Yeah.
Like he says, Cowboys fans hate Jerry Jones.
I mean,
everybody hates Jerry.
And to me, they got what they. I mean, when they fired Jimmy Johnson, they won Super Bowls and hadn't even freaking won a playoff game always since. They kind of got what they deserved, in my opinion. Jerry thought he was smarter than the room. Thought he knew how to do it all, and then.
And you know, if he leaves Jimmy Johnson there, they probably win 4 straight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, and will be known as one of the best teams ever.
Yeah, that's right.
But no,
what was his rationale for that?
He
didn't have. He was losing team control. He wanted to be,
which is oddly enough why they haven't returned since.
And that's why they've won one playoff game or 2 playoff games.
I think Jimmy Johnson was getting bigger than him, and he didn't like not having all the attention on him. And he knew he could bring Barry
Switzer in.
known
Jimmy Johnson was larger than life at Miami.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I mean, it was just completely Jerry Jones'
show.
arrogance,
and
wanting
that way.
I mean, the Cowboys, man, they were so good then. They were.
And then I get to every year this time of the year.
Tons of Hall of Famers.
This is the year they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how about we just win a playoff game? I mean, like, why we have to have Super Bowl talk every year with them?
They really do. They're the Chargers, what the Chargers used to be.
Yes,
as far as
that's right. That is exactly right. But yeah,
when Jerry dies, though, they'll return.
Yeah.
There's your boy Chris Paul on the commercial.
We got Chris Paul over here. We got Zeke over here.
What a moment.
Full of hate. They just got done talking about DeGrom.
Yeah, Cowboys are another one. I don't know. I guess it's another thing because of my age. I mean, because they haven't been anything in my 22 years, so there's no reason for me to fully hate them. But I don't know.
And
because honestly,
here's another thing that fuels that. Though.
What's the difference in the Cowboys and the Falcons and the Grizzlies and the Suns? I mean, none of them have won. They're all just teams that are.
Falcons did go to the Super Bowl.
Suns went to the finals.
Here's another reason, though, why the Cowboys hate is so strong here. Because when you get over to Bossier Parish, they actually, for years, have played Cowboys games instead of Saints games.
Yeah.
Oh. So when you go to the worst thing I ever did was stay at a casino the night that the Saints and the Cowboys played. I wanted to fight everybody in that freaking bar. It was horrible. I was in Cowboys country, and I didn't even know it. In your own backyard.
Well, I mean, I know people that lived in Shreveport and Bossier, and they would drive to Arcadia. You remember there used to be that Nob Hill Inn, a hotel there. Mm-hmm. Everything west of that, if you stopped anywhere else, CBS was going to play Cowboys games. They had to drive to Arcadia. They would rent a room every Sunday.
That's freaking dedication.
Stay there.
That's awesome.
And watch the Saints games, because once you got to Arcadia, you'd pick up Channel 8.
The Saints weren't even good back then. How about that?
I hate the Cowboys. I mean, I wasn't a Romo fan. I never liked him when he was there.
I didn't like drug use when I was a kid, so it just sold me.
And Michael Irvin was a
cokehead, per my dad.
Cocaine's a powerful drug. We know that.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. All right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap up this show. This one went long, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. There's more hate to be dished out.
The Phillies, I don't fear them like I fear other teams, and they haven't really done much to me.
What about
Still
Bryce
hate
Harper?
Oh my God, I hate Bryce Harper. My second most hated player behind Juan Soto, probably. Like, not even close. The Yankees, the St. Louis Cardinals, I hate them.
Mm-hmm.
UAB basketball, particularly. They beat a lot of good Tech basketball teams in the conference tournament, which was always held in Birmingham. So I feel like we got screwed every year. Yep. Southern Miss. This ain't a franchise, but I hate John Jones.
Okay. I can get down with that.
Bryson
Another
DeChambeau.
cokehead. I don't like.
Yeah, I hate Bryson DeChambeau too. I don't like looking at him with his little hat he wears.
He didn't wear that hat anymore.
Well, good. He grew up and probably grew a pair. See, you like him, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't like him. I like what he brings to the game.
Screw him. He thinks too highly of himself.
Here comes the worst moment of my life on this TV.
I had to
I've
chase
been
down
waiting
block.
for this.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've watched this.
Change the channel.
Nah.
Oh no! Heck no!
This
We're gonna
Bills
watch
champions. Whatever team Juan Soto was on, I hate them. And then whatever team Jose Urena is on.
Okay.
Why the hate for him?
He threw at Acuna. First pitch of a game after Acuna hit 6 straight home runs.
Marlins.
I don't really fear them. They suck.
Miami.
I mean, I don't hate them because they suck. So.
Look at that freaking.
You called them the Florida Marlins. Ain't been that in 15 years.
Freaking blocks that.
Look at that block.
Jeez.
Shout out LeBron with one of the best plays in NBA
Holy
Finals history.
crap.
Hey, I really like Kevin Love.
He's okay.
He's good.
White fella.
He's a fellow.
Anybody else got some?
Steph in a minute.
Anybody else got anything?
Man, we've covered
Florida
everybody.
Gators.
Well, I would not be. Everybody's mentioned the Lakers, but why I didn't have the Lakers on my list, I don't know. Because I was a huge Celtics fan growing up. I mean,
I'm talking about bandwagons.
Bird, Parrish, McHale.
Dude, that
where
was
you
the
got it
great
from,
white.
Bill listed all.
Hold on, he was a Southern white
Bill
boy.
listed all 5 MLB teams earlier.
He was
He's an A's fan.
He was a Southern white boy, and Bird was a great white hope. You got to take it easy on him.
Can I name
Everybody
an
likes
in-state,
Bird around here.
an in-state school that I can't stand?
Nichols.
Freaking
ULM?
no.
ULL?
Southeast.
Yes, because that's what they are.
Oh, I
They're
hate
not
ULL.
UL.
Yes, I hate
They're
ULL.
ULL.
I hate them.
God, I
Yes.
hate that.
Good call. I didn't think about
Jesus.
them. Yet again,
Drive
they're
me
irrelevant
nuts.
in every sport.
And they're
I hate them.
They're better than LSU at football recently.
yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
That's
put
what,
them in the SEC.
Exactly. Please get them out of the freaking Sun Belt. Let
Billy
them come to the
Napier's
big
gonna
boys
learn.
league.
He'll learn this year.
Freak. I
Oh,
hate.
dude, thank you for whoever said that.
Gosh.
And it's so.
And
funny
I never
to me.
figured out because they weren't legally supposed to be able to call by
Dude,
that.
that's why you have ULM.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, everybody on ESPN and stuff calls them Louisiana. Louisiana.
You want to know why? Because ULM has never challenged it. They have never filed a lawsuit or anything like that.
I think that stems in the whole South Louisiana, North Louisiana, South Louisiana bias. You know, because they run everything down south in high school sports.
Like Coach Blank said last week.
Yeah, and that runs deep. And look, they don't even think we're true Louisianians. You know, I mean, there is a line in Alexandria.
Oh, it's legit.
And it's there. And below that, they sound like coonasses. Above it, they sound like rednecks. So I don't know how or why, but that's how it is.
I also want this on the record. I like their nickname, Raging Cajuns. I think that's cool.
Awesome mascot. Yeah.
But
one of the best.
I hate ULL.
I got
so much.
I got my bachelor's degree from there online. Paid him $9,000 for a certificate to do a bunch of material I'd already done at Tech. So.
Oh my God, I hate them.
And I can't stand to hear that name every time I hear it.
I can't think of any. I mean, I used to hate.
I still call.
I used to hate the Seahawks back in the Legion of Boom.
USL.
Marshawn Lynch days.
Couldn't stand that Seattle team.
Beastquake. I hated
really
them.
because of Richard Sherman.
LeBron had to make everything about himself right here.
I
at the
guess.
end of the game. What a punk.
Yeah, I hated Richard Sherman. I still not crazy about him. But I really can't think of. I used to hate the Patriots. Now I'm just like, well, whatever.
I still don't like them.
I hated USC back in the day.
Patriots and Steelers
Pete
are
Carroll
my
at USC.
2 NFL teams.
I guess I hate
were
Pete
so
Carroll maybe.
Arrogant. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Patriots and Steelers.
Steelers.
I'll never root for either of them.
Steelers.
I've always kind of. They never hurt me.
I couldn't stand Big Ben, but I didn't have any problem. And Ryan Clark, I don't
Well, it's
like.
funny when Terry Bradshaw was there during the '70s. I was kind of a Cowboys fan then. Hated the Steelers.
He's a Tech guy.
I know, but I couldn't stand him.
Greatest Tech football player ever.
Couldn't
arguably
stand him. So,
well, I think we'll wrap up the hate episode because this is a lot of hate. I thought I was gonna have to give Chance some medication over here. Clay pissed off the entire right side of the room.
Clay pissed off everybody in this room but Bill.
Well, I'm good.
Clay pissed off Chance and Peyton. Okay.
Normally I would try to like poke and prod and get y'all fired. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't do anything.
You also couldn't predict my list tonight.
No, I need to work on that.
That would have been a hard list to predict.
Yeah.
Chance could have done it because he knows how much I hate these teams.
Yeah, he hates
This ain't just me doing recency stuff. This is crap. I've hated all these teams for a while.
I think the biggest takeaway is that we're gonna have to take Clay to a LSU game this year.
Yes.
Him not putting Bam on there kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
They're
we'll have to do it.
I'm numb to it.
All right,
It don't
there's
even
still
matter
there's still
anymore.
great seats available for LSU Bama for.
Yes.
That's not one I want to go to though.
No. Next year, Bill.
It'll be a
Or
good one.
the year after.
It'll be close. I'm telling you, it's the best atmosphere game. That Bama game. No matter what LSU's record is.
I'm gonna have to have medication for that game.
It doesn't. It's not going to matter.
I thought that last year. Crap, that was one last year.
In their place.
I didn't even watch it last year.
It's probably one of my favorite Bama games in recent years, other than obviously 18.
So, next episode will be our AFC East preview.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take it out.
Claire, are you gonna give a chop on today?
I'm literally wearing Braves gear. More gear than anyone in this room.
Who dat?
Chop
on.
Go Tigers.
Go Stros.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.